Hey, how you doing, everybody? Just getting set up here. Give me just a second. I think we're good to go.
We're good to
Mia,
go.
stop. Mia, stop pawing me. Oh, I know what you want.
Edwards first, recovery run drone, Frank Rizzo.
Yeah,
Good evening, all. It is now 1 hour later than it was yesterday. We have daylight saving, but Queensland doesn't. So, good evening, all.
Good evening. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Yep.
Good evening to me. Good afternoon to me. Good evening to David.
Yeah.
I, I was offended yesterday.
Oh no! What offended you?
Odd giving out a crack pipe.
I saw that. That's a very interesting.
I put in
Very
hashtag hell no.
I saw that.
Yeah, I don't need no hash pipe sent to me.
Yep.
how you doing, Dominic
I'm all right.
and Joe?
Yeah, as I said to Joe, it's daylight saving here now.
Oh, you went into daylight savings time.
Yep, we went in early this morning.
We don't stop daylight savings time till next month.
Yep. Yep. And that'll be another hour that I go forward.
Hey, Frank, Russell.
Edwards
Recovery
first.
Run drones. And Ed
Well,
has
Trump's at Butler, Pennsylvania today.
Yeah.
how's that going?
He'll be there in a few minutes. They got a full house. They had Vance speaking. Musk
Mhm.
is going to show up. Everything.
Oh, great.
They said there's 60,000 people there.
You know
Mm.
what's scary to me, Joe, is I sure as hell hope that Camilla does not win the election.
I don't think so. I don't think
I'm
it's going to happen.
hoping not. I'm hoping, fingers crossed.
Hmm.
But there's a lot of gullible people in the world, Joe.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I know. And you can't fix
That's-
stupid.
Nope.
Exactly. It's the only disease we haven't wiped out yet.
Yep. East Coast, how's it doing?
I got a remedy for that, but I can't say it on it. We'll get kicked off.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see you when we see you.
No, they had some kind of social media thing that it was something I didn't hear the whole story about it, but it was they wanted to who do you like the most between Trump and Kamala? And Kamala got 23,000 likes and Trump got 2 million.
What?
Yeah.
Jesus.
So if that tells me something, like Tyrus, the big guy, the wrestler, he
Mhm.
says 10:05 Eastern time, everybody's gonna go to bed. It's gonna be over.
Mhm. What did you buy?
Oh Lord.
He's bought another one, has he?
You bought that from Banggood?
Yep. You know why?
I wouldn't
Why
trust
not?
it.
They're shipping.
Why not?
They're shipping it tomorrow.
So this
Out
is your third
Canada,
one.
from Canada.
So who are you going to give it to this time?
Well, now that I've got a controller that I can use it with, I might play with it. But I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Not shipped yet, but they're planning on shipping it soon.
Yeah, it's supposed to ship the 8th.
Yep.
Yeah, everybody's saying it's gonna ship the 8th.
So, Justin,
Oh, if it's coming, if it's bang good and it's coming from Canada, it's probably being drop shipped.
yeah,
Yeah.
coming from Canada via China.
No, it says it's coming Canadian Post, Canada Post.
Brenda.
yeah. So how you doing, Justin?
Good, eating. Just having my dinner.
What are you having for dinner?
T-bone steak and baked potato.
Ooh. Living high on the hog. Or should I say high on the
cow.
steer?
I don't have steak very often, so that's something I get maybe once a month. I'm lucky.
Been a while since I've had steak.
When I had teeth, I used to like to eat steak, but now that I don't have teeth and I have false teeth, I don't.
Steak is expensive.
I'm not
Yeah.
into things I gotta
I don't eat it all the time.
chew very hard.
Edward said they caught 7 people over in St. Clair Shores, Michigan, voting twice for Democrats.
Yeah, they voted absentee and then went in and voted.
Yeah, that's what they always say over here. Vote early, vote often.
So apparently there is what is it, the city of Detroit? I think that's the one that has the high Muslim population now.
Yeah,
Yes.
And they actually voted to take the LGBT flags down in all public areas and state or county or local or state or city. No, city buildings within the city. And you're only allowed to fly the American flag, the state flag, the city flag, and the PAL-ME flag.
Palestinian flag.
No. That's the military flag, the U.S. military
okay.
flag for veterans. The prisoners of war flag.
Okay. POW, right?
No, and the Muslim population said that's the only flags that they're going to allow within the city buildings of Detroit. Because
Good.
apparently they won the city council there, and they voted only to have state recognized flags.
Yeah. Good for them.
So I give it to the community. And apparently they went full on Trump in that community.
Oh, good.
A bunch of them admitted that they voted for Biden the first time, and they said they'd never make that mistake again.
Well, the thing
Well,
of it
they've
is
woken up to themselves.
what I said to Joe was, I'm just afraid that damn Camilla's going to get in.
I don't know, dude. This amount of support I'm seeing for Trump over her right now is insane.
Yep. I'm hoping.
yeah.
But you know, the damn thing is all the news we get is from the lefty news unless you watch Fox News.
Yeah, but I'm talking about, like, I'm watching these independent reporters on YouTube go out and just ask people on the street, who are you voting for? And consistently across the board, they're getting more people saying Trump than they are Kamala.
Yeah.
And they're not editing the videos. They're literally just walking down down the street for 30, 40 minutes. An uncut video just asking everybody that they walk past. And they have little counters up down on the screen. What's up, Brenda? Jody?
Hey, Joe, Brenda. Had an old woman in front of me in the store today. Got my shirt says, normal isn't coming back, but Jesus is. And she says, normal's coming back in about 30 days.
So now, Joe, I know it's still early, but they're estimating that storm to get a 3 now.
Yeah, I heard that.
They're not changing
Yeah.
the direction of it. They're just changing the intensity of it.
This morning it went into a tropical storm. Nope.
I think they're pretty confident where it's going because they don't
Yeah, I
have, they
think they are
haven't
too.
seemed to change. They haven't seemed to change the direction at all.
Yeah, it's coming across a lot of warm water. And it's not like it's coming up a little bit, it's going all the way across.
Like I said, it's still early, but that's what they're saying as of now.
Yeah, you get yourself ready. I wouldn't wait till Tuesday.
I already got 3 cases of water. You guys seen my bug out bags I got,
Yeah,
my emergency bags. I mean, I already got supplies ready to go. I just,
Did you buy some of that rations that you can get, those ration packs?
yeah,
What do you call them?
I got a total of 6 24-hour rations.
Okay.
So I could feed 6 people for 24 hours, technically. Actually, you could stretch it out more because you gotta remember the MREs that I have are true MREs. These aren't, you know, ones that were made by a company for commercial, you know, for just everyday selling to people. Mine are
Yeah.
real MREs, and the calorie content on those is usually between
Okay.
3 to 6,000 calories, like ridiculous amount. So technically,
Yeah.
you could split that 24-hour ration into 2 days. There's enough calories in that ration to stretch through 2 or 3 days if you had to in an emergency situation, because they're designed for a soldier on the battlefield that's burning a lot of calories.
Yep.
Yes, yes, Edward, that's who I'm talking about. I was watching a independent guy that from YouTube went in there to talk to all the people in the town, and they all said that the only flags they want to see in public buildings for the city is the American flag, city, state, and the military flag, and that's it. And they forced the LGBTQ community to take their flag down at one of the city buildings.
TJ's editing a video.
And from what I could see from all the people,
It must be a real giggle.
from what I could see, Edward, from all the people there, you know, he was interviewing, I support that whole place.
What do you have for breakfast there?
The usual.
Probably
Porridge or what?
Yeah, the usual. Oh, I've just dropped something.
Yeah, Dominic's a little limited on what he can eat these days.
Now, what is does Precious want some of that stuff too?
I don't have Precious.
Not your Precious, no, but I mean, do you think Precious eats that kind of stuff over there?
I wouldn't have
What
a
are you
clue.
talking
You'd have to
about?
ask Mark that.
Yeah, but Mark doesn't tell us much other than damn Precious.
Mark feeds his dog everything he eats.
Yeah, it seems that way. Yeah.
Oh, he does?
That's why his dog is always out of control, barking at him, because he spoils the
So-
shit out of her.
So Dominic, your cats, do they bug you for food too?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm opposite. My dogs sit there and look at me while I'm eating, dude, it pisses me off. I chase them off. Like, get out of my face.
Yeah, I tell him that too.
That annoys the living shit out of me when my dogs do that.
Joe tries to do that.
Yeah. So,
Well, you see, I trained mine different, and that was just, I trained mine to let me know when they go on the paper. And that's what'll happen. I'll hear him scratching he'll go on the paper and he goes out like a bull and scratches like all brave stuff.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's an accomplishment, so he'll scratch. So I'll hear him
Yeah.
scratching in the hallway, and he'll come tell me, "Hey, I just pooped on the paper. Give me a treat." You know. So that was my mistake.
So that's the reward for going on the paper, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
that's why I get him all the time like that. So I know when he's coming. And they take turns doing it. Each one of them will do it. They'll
Yeah.
come in here and bark at me and let me know.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. The guy that was doing the interviews was saying, Edward, that it used to be a mainly Polish community. Well, like I said, from what I saw, it seems like a decent community. I support the views of the community.
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, I really didn't have nothing negative to say back at them. I mean, these are a bunch of Muslims that just want old American values. They don't want all this new shit being forced on them, which I
Mhm.
totally support at the end of the day. And I give it to them for standing up to cancel culture too.
Mhm.
As they said, they don't want their public spaces to be politicized. And they believe that the government flags should be the only, or
Chip and
country's
Dale are
flags should be
calling.
the only ones allowed out there. And you know what the thing is a lot of legal immigrants to the U.S. are usually the ones that have the most respect for the U.S. I've always seen that
Definitely.
time and time again.
Same
They're the
here.
ones that tend to have the most love for the country and want to protect it at the end of the day.
Mm.
Because they didn't grow up here. They moved here. They actually left, became legal. That's why a lot of legal immigrants don't like illegal immigrants, because they don't like the fact that they didn't go through the same process that they did.
Yep.
They
Exactly.
don't think it's fair.
Totally agree.
Yes, most legal immigrants here, you know, what they think of the
You
border
know,
crisis.
my
They
real hope
run this-
is that when, if and when Camilla loses, that she goes away. But you know what I think? I think she's going to be a hanger on like Hillary Clinton.
might try to
Mm.
run again once, but she wasn't really wanted by the Democratic Party this time. They were kind of forced her. She was kind of forced upon them. A lot of them didn't even really want her. Granted, I think whoever they would have picked anyway, if they had a choice, wouldn't have been any better. But
Hmm.
they would have tried to pick somebody like AOC or somebody.
Yeah, that wouldn't work.
Mm.
The old Hillary's still on the stump.
Yep.
Paul is a DEI president anyway,
Mm.
at the end of the day.
Yep.
Are you sitting back in your chair? We can hardly hear you.
I was washing my face off. I was washing my hands and stuff.
So, Joe, did you get all your editing done?
Yeah, I've been finished. I was finished last night.
Oh, good.
I just haven't put anything up yet.
Huh.
I'm not gonna give them I'm not gonna do it fast like that and make them think I could do it fast. Make them wait.
So the picture you sent into the Newsweek, was it?
Well, the stuff I sent in the paper they didn't use. Like I said, they had a guy from Daily that so they've got a group of photographers, about 10, that run Daily. They work every day of the week, and they work directly for the Advocate. And he was there, so they ran him around all the games. Instead of paying other people, they used him. You know, so he got paid his daily rate. He gets paid, and they didn't have to pay anybody else. They had to pay me money, and they had to pay somebody else money. So he hit each game, took a picture, and left. You know, he came. I saw him when he came out there. I saw Scott. I said, "Oh, look at this." Because we all know each other. You know, it's like,
Now, Paul, what I was saying is she's a DEI president
Yep.
candidate.
DEI?
Yeah, it's diversity, inclusion, or diversity, equity and inclusion,
equity,
I think
yeah.
is what it's. And what that means is it's like a form of,
Discrimination.
yeah, it's like she was only put there because of her skin color at the end
Yep.
of the day.
Actually, she's probably in two classes there. She's probably there because she's a woman as well.
I mean, if you go
Yeah.
back and listen
She
to
ticks
when,
two boxes.
if you go back and listen to when Biden was first running, he literally said that was the only reason he was picking her. Had nothing
Yeah,
to
he
do with
did.
how good she was. It was because of her skin color.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's why a lot of
I don't
people are
care.
voting for it too.
I don't care what skin color you have, but when you're picking a candidate, you need to pick them off a policy, not.
You pick a candidate, you pick the best. I don't care what race, color, creed, religion, or whatever you are. If you're the best candidate, that is the person you pick.
No.
Yeah, she's not qualified. That's what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
picked somebody that could say 10 sentences that make sense and they're not repeated.
Without a giggle in between.
Yeah. If she's the most qualified, so be it. I don't believe she is.
I
I
don't
am
think she
watching
is
this
either.
well, I'm watching this from a distance. So I've got no real affiliation.
Recovery One says she's not qualified. Is that what you're saying?
I don't think she is.
Hey, Dre,
Hey, good evening or good afternoon,
he's
sir.
got his DJI shirt on.
Yes.
No mic
Microphone's
though.
working.
No sound, Dre.
It banned him.
They've already banned him.
It's on
Okay,
DJI
how
on him
about
and
now?
banned him.
There you go.
Yes,
All
we
right.
can
That's
hear
better.
you.
Okay.
Your
I heard-
thoughts?
My thoughts, okay. Let's go back, let's look at history of our past, let's say modern history. Let's go back in the last, let's say 60, 70 years. What do most of the presidents have in common?
They're old white dudes.
Other than that,
Good evening, David.
most of them come from a lawyer background. Most all your presidents have been lawyers.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know it's true. I'm just letting you guys. So I'm saying you guys are saying she's not qualified. What is her disqualifications?
I just don't think she's qualified for the fact is that's not what she was picked for. I
Well,
mean, if you
regardless
really
of what
break
she's
it
paid
down,
for, because if
I
you
just
go
wanna
back
say-
history- oh, here
Yes,
we go.
David.
Be
Here comes
careful what
David.
you're saying, because there's been already been some misinformation on here. Yeah,
Oh.
and YouTube are clamping down on it. I've seen 2 channels closed down for it in a week. So just be careful.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
you mean
back
what
to-
we know,
YouTube
we know you're
perceives as
pro-Republican,
misinformation?
we know you're pro-Trump, but be careful what you're saying because channels are getting hit.
I'm the, we're
And
the
then-
outliers, David.
Yeah, they are shit hot on it at the moment because of what happened at the last one.
Okay. So as I was saying, look at the analysis. If you look at the prototype of the individuals who have been presidents of the United States in the past,
Oh, for
regardless of
Back in a
regardless
minute.
of gender or race, Kamala Harris has the pedigree from her background as being attorney general, being a senator, and vice president. So the next step for her would naturally be president. Like I said, you look at the past history of other presidents who've come through the work. I say the mill for being a president. They come from a similar type background.
Hey, Mark.
Trump is an outlier. That's why people like him, because he does not come from the blueprint. So
Oh,
that's
yeah,
why,
I mean,
that's why I was saying, what is her disqualifications? Other than you just don't like her. Because she has all the qualifications. She checks all the boxes per se due to historical facts. Because you can go back to Nixon, Ford, Reagan. Well, Reagan was kind of like an outlier also, but he was governor of California before he got into the deep end. But you go back to Kennedy, senator, became president. You go back to some of the other ones. They were either senators, governors, attorney generals who come in that limelight. Quite a few of them were vice presidents who became president. So like I'm saying before, she checks a lot of the boxes of our traditional election pick individuals. Trump is an outlier because now you have a person who is running again, who's president, lost the second term, and now trying to run again to complete his 8-year term. So like I said again, because now people are looking at J.D. Vance at that last debate and saying, well, hey, maybe we got a guy who can fit the mold. Here we go again, fit the mold to keep things going, because J.D. Vance, lawyer, senator, potential vice president, Allah could be president 2028. So that's what people always say. Be careful what you say. Like today, I was watching a thing about they were complaining about the DOJ issues about what Smith released and everything else about the evidence that he released on Trump. And they're going back now. Here we go again. Those who backed Trump back in 2016 were all ecstatic when that stuff got released by the FBI on Hillary. But are you still ecstatic about the same type of information or similar type information being released about Trump within 30 days to go? Because you can't have it. You can't have it both ways.
Brenda
So
had
you think
something for you in the chat there, Dre.
What, Brenda?
She had a question for Dre.
Oh yeah, like I say, Brenda, everybody's got something. I can go back to Abraham Lincoln and how he got the Emancipation Proclamation passed because he made promises to half the people in Congress to be on his side, made people postmasters, gave all kind of cabinet position to people just to get a piece of legislation passed. Same thing Lyndon B. Johnson did to get the Civil Rights Act passed. He made promises. As a matter of fact, his people wrote the legislation, gave it to two individuals on either side, Democrat and a Republican, said, you guys run this up the flagpole and I will make sure I get the vote for it. This is how politics get done. Now, you want to debate about somebody's background or how they became a district attorney. One thing, you can't deny the fact that she's not a lawyer. Okay, how she got voted to be district attorney, I don't know. I don't live in the Bay Area, never have. All I know is I met the woman over a decade ago, spent 5 minutes with her, and that's why I told people, do not mess with this woman. She is sharp as a tack, and she don't play games with you. You try to basically dismiss her, she fires back, and she fires back hard, and that's what Trump ran into on that debate. He ran into a buzzsaw. Because I say, everybody try to say, oh, she's stupid, she don't know nothing or anything else. Well, she just showed everybody, I know enough. That's why when I hear people say she's not qualified, in what measure is she not qualified when she's checked all the boxes historically? That's all I'm saying, you know?
Well,
Now-
but historically, in my mind, this is my opinion, Dre, is she is socialist. She is 100%. She's 100% for taking all the power away from anybody else other than her, and capitalizing on all of the goodies. And it's like she spent $90 or $100 million during this campaign on private jets.
No, she doesn't fly private jets. She flies on Air Force Two.
She puts people on private jets.
Well, like I say, if that's the campaign has the funding for it, that's what the money's there for. They can do all these things. All I'm saying is, if you don't like her policies, you just don't like her policies. But to sit here and say that an individual is not qualified, you got to say what is the disqualification.
Well, one of her big policies that might end up bite her in the ass is that she wants to finance gay transitions in prisons and everywhere.
Well, we'll yet to see that, because I don't think, from a person that I met 13, 14 years ago, she is was an advocate for capital punishment back then when she was Attorney General in the state of California. And she's very hard nosed on criminals. So I don't,
Okay.
like I say, that could
Right.
be changed. Like I say, everybody.
Sorry, Dre,
evolves
can I just
in their
stop a
opinion.
minute?
Go
I need
ahead.
to just go back a little minute. Paul,
Yeah,
what is gay transition?
changing a male to a female or a female.
That's
to a
not
male.
gay transmission or transition or anything, right? It's bollocks. You're watching too many videos on YouTube, right? That's transphobia, right? There is no politician on this planet that is going to pay for a man to become a woman or a woman to become a man, right?
Well, she went right on news, right on a talk show, and said that we should give money for they can change sex.
Show me the video.
It's all over the news.
No, show me the video. Show me the news then.
Well,
right,
even
so-
even if
so
that was
as-
the case, she would only be able to do that on a federal level. States would still be able to control.
Exactly.
And that's
This
why I
is
go
what-
back to.
This is
a
what
lot of
I
people-
was about to say, right? Everyone that talks about her policies and what she's going to do and how she's going to do it, you are the United States of America, and each state is individually run, right? Therefore, she's got nothing, right? She can do things on a federal level, start a war, piss a few people off. That's it. She can't do trans rights. She can't change gay. She can't change this because it's all done at a federal, state level, and you all go to their own Supreme Courts and get it overturned. It's what's gone on in America for years. You just have to stop watching these videos where they're preaching at you, telling you this. And it's the same with the Trump, anti-Trump shit. He's not the person they're making him out to be. Yeah? It's just political polarization, and people need to just learn, listen to the person themselves, and then you'll get your own opinion. Yeah? Don't have things put in your head. There is no gay transition because gay transition doesn't exist, right? Gay transition is what you do in your teen life, when you become gay, right? It's your own body, your own mind. It's no politician. No one's paying for it. It's just your own mind. Same with the trans, right? It's nothing to do with political polarization or whatever. It's your own mind. If your mind says you want to wear a skirt, wear a fucking skirt, right? Just get on with it. Don't preach about it. Don't have some march down the street because I don't want to see it, right? Just get on with it. Yeah. But don't use it for political point scoring because all you're doing is alienating people.
Justin, you can come out of the closet now.
I was going to say there have been certain states that have put forth that type of legislation. It has not gone through, but they have put it forward. Now,
Yeah,
at
like
an
I said,
individual state level.
states a lot of things. Like right now, you have a handful of states that have anti-abortion laws in place, and some of them are very restrictive, and some of them are less restrictive. So, like I said, right now, the left is hammering their message home about that because you have at least one victim or 2 or 3 victims in each one of those states who have a story if they're still alive. Because the one in Georgia, she died because she had to travel 600 miles to get medical treatment for her miscarriage. The couple in Texas had to go 2 states over to get their medical basic not coverage but medical needs taken care of for their thing. And that's why I think it's kind of odd because, and this is why I say Trump tries to play the fence, because at first he was against reproductive rights altogether, and people don't really understand what that means. When you're totally against reproductive rights, anti-abortion, all that kind of stuff, that means you're against IVF rights. But Trump has came out and says he supports IVF now. So what does that mean? That means he's making exceptions now, or what? Because a lot of folks is like, you can't have it both ways. You got to be this way or that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, with the original, with the last Supreme Court ruling anyway,
the other way.
they're not doing anything on a federal level anyway.
Well,
anymore.
well, like I say,
So-
that method has changed also, because you go back, like I say, like Paul is saying, you can always find YouTube clips or people interviewing or whatever else, interview somebody and catch that few little half sentence or whatever where they say, "Oh, I'm all in on no exceptions," and that's all you hear in the clip. And actually, no, they said, "Well, we got him right here saying no exceptions." That means, and I got telling my wife about this, and what a lot of people understand, when you start denying access to medical procedures and everything else, people just think abortion. But a lot of times, and I'll pick the big boogeyman in the box here, is what's the people called the big abortion clinic people who get a lot of federal funding. My mind is went out my mind.
You're talking about
Parenthood, whatever it's
Parent-
called.
Planned
Planned
Parenthood.
Parenthood. But also Planned Parenthood provides is mammograms for women, pap smears for women, IEF for whatever it's called, treatments for women. And in a lot of states, especially in some of these states that don't have a lot of medical facilities in them, Planned Parenthood is the only medical provider for some of those communities that need those for those women. So you got to ask yourself, what about your wife? What about your daughters and other people, females? You're not. I say, how far do they have to travel just to get checkups? Because now you want to take away the funding for Planned Parenthood because they do supply for abortions, but now you can't get a mammogram to try to catch early cancer diagnosis. You can't go out and get other treatments that women normally need to get to make sure they stay healthy. All these things are all wrapped up. And that's why I say it's very hard to separate a lot of these different entities because they're all wrapped up in one and stuff. And that's why I tell people, you got to be careful on what you want to, as they say, stand on as your hill you want to die on certain issues, because you don't know what you're really cutting out until you, as I said, the details, the devil is in the details and what it's all about. That's why you got to be careful, because like they say, places like West Virginia, the Dakotas, Montana, other places like that, where there's not a lot of medical facilities there. And they gotta say, okay, what did you do for those individuals who need medical care? I mean, I'm fortunate where I live at. I got 6 hospitals all within 15, 20 minutes of my house. 6 hospitals. So if anything happened to me, my wife, my daughters, grandkids, whatever, I know they're going to be able to get some kind of medical care from somebody, somewhere, within 15, 20 minutes of this household. And stuff. Now you got to ask yourself, how many medical facilities are where you live at and how far you would have to travel. Because it's not like that everywhere you go.
Well, when it comes to the abortion debate, I don't agree that any person on this planet should dictate to a woman that she should go through full 9 months pregnancy. 1, if she's been raped. 2, if it's incest. And 3, if it's going to harm her own health, right? And the health of the baby, right?
Right,
You
but if
can't
you
just
look at-
have a blanket anti-abortion, not having it sort of policy. It doesn't work. You're putting other people at danger. Yeah.
But this is the problem: is both sides want it either all open or all closed, and the whole side that is pro-life or that's pro-choice, the ones that don't care about if you have an abortion or not, they always try to use the rape and incest argument when
No.
actually less than
I'm
1%.
pro-life.
Well, what I'm saying,
pro-life,
no,
right?
I'm just saying, I'm explaining the both sides, right? Over here, the pro-choice people will use the argument of rape and incest, when they're arguing abortion. But if you look at the numbers, those actually adequate to less than 1%.
It doesn't
all
matter on the
abortions.
numbers. It matters that it happens.
But this is the
Right.
problem: is they can't come to an agreement to say,
Of course,
you
they
know,
can't.
these couple of things are
You
okay.
can't come to an agreement because you've got a debate where nobody wants to meet in the middle. Yeah.
But I would
Your
say,
politics is either far left, far right, and you got no one in the middle that's actually talking common sense.
Yeah.
but the problem with the pro-choice people is they use that as their argument for their whole agenda, and
Well-
and they don't say, well, 98.6% of all abortions are just women that went and had sex with somebody and don't want to raise the child. They don't ever tell you that,
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the problem is,
you know.
right? Who is you to decide? Right?
I
At the
think
end of
if
the
a man
day-
and a woman have a baby together, it should be up to both parents.
It's up to both parents. And if both parents
Yeah,
decide,
But it's not.
Sign off, yeah.
but if it's both parents decide, then
But
they
it's
should
not,
be allowed.
though.
Yeah.
A
But
woman can
I'm
go in and have an
pro-life. I
abortion
would-
without a man's consent.
Right. I'm pro-life.
I think that's
right?
wrong.
Same with my birds, same with nature. I'm pro-life. I will always try to save an animal. You know what? I hate snakes, right? But I wouldn't kill one, right? If I saw one in danger, if I found an egg, I would help it, right? Because that's what you have to do, right? However, right, if somebody was in danger through childbirth, they should have a right to think it. And like I said, what happens, Justin, right? And heaven forbid this does not ever happen. Something happens to one of your daughters. Would you want her to keep that child knowing that its father is an absolute bastard, right? Whatever you want to call it, right? Would you want that? Or would you want what your daughter wants in her life? Yeah. Would you want her life ruined because somebody wanted to have 30 seconds of fun, right? Without her permission.
30 seconds.
Yeah, but you're
stretching it.
yeah, but you're again, you're talking about less than 1% of abortions.
You know,
though.
it's not less than 1%.
Yes, it is.
1% of rapes are reported.
Well, like I said, it comes down to individual decision. I have to be on the opposite side of David on certain part because I'm pro carnivore. If I want to eat some meat, I'm eating some meat.
But again, it's your choice, isn't it?
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
My choice
So-
is not to eat meat. Right? And that's not on any sort of animal rights ground. That's because when I was 9, I made a New Year's resolution and I've stuck to it. It's how it is.
I'm saying most abortions are just because women just don't want to take care of the child.
No, you
And
think
unfortunately,
that's
the
what
guy
we are.
has no, but unfortunately, the guys don't have no say in it. Because there's
Hey,
actually a famous video that was going around a few years ago of a kid who was around 19 years old, and he was outside of an abortion clinic, absolutely in tears, because the girl he was having a baby with went in and had an abortion without his consent.
But
and he
isn't
didn't
that
want her to.
1% of them cases?
No, that's the majority of
How do you know?
abortions.
How do you know? Do you ask
From
every
medical-
woman?
Because they pull the records and they put out the numbers every year of what abortions are what. Now, of course, that's anonymity because they don't tell you who the people are, but there is a percentage out there that shows you the numbers on
Well,
what abortion cases
All right.
deal with
A
what.
solution
Okay.
would be that if a girl gets pregnant and she's not sure she wants to keep it, then the government should be able to step in and pay her $50,000 a year to have it. And then turn it
Well, I
over
mean,
for
you can
adoption.
already do that if you really want to have
Turn
the
it
kid.
over for adoption.
Yeah, there should be options there, but that what we're talking there is the center ground where there are options that they say, okay, you don't want this child, and it's not through rape, and it's not through incest, and it's not going to cause you any harm,
That's healthy.
right? No, it's going to be healthy. It's going to come out, everything fine. You're going to be fine. So what we'll do, we'll pay your medical treatment all the way through. And when you get to the end, if you still decide you don't want it, then you put it up for an adoption because there are people out there that can't have kids
And have
that
kids.
want kids.
Mhm.
Good
now-
point.
You're averaging anywhere.
hold on, Justin. Let me get this out real quick, and I'll let you continue. Now, for me, my exposure when I was a police officer is a different little insight on this, because I've gone into households where you have 3 generations of people on the government system,
On the dole.
government.
on the
teach- yeah.
on the government dole, and I say the same mistake happened from grandma, the daughter, and granddaughter, all live in the same household, same pattern, all got pregnant at a very young age, 15 or possibly even younger, and now you got 3 women and kids. Oldest woman in the house is maybe 45, not even 50 yet. Another daughter is barely in her barely 30, and you got a granddaughter who's just about 15 or 16 years old with her first child. And this is why a lot of times women make a certain decision, because they want to break that cycle. It's a cycle of poverty also that comes with this. And that comes into the thinking pattern of some people because of the social stigma and also the cultural things that happen within their household, that this is a pattern and they want to break that pattern. And just like they said, even though everybody's going to be healthy and everything else, there's still long-term ramifications that can cause issues for that child coming into society, because there's actually no one there to help support the situation. Now,
And that's
like
what I
you
was
say,
saying.
$50,000
middle ground.
from the $50,000, but then we'll have people complaining, why are we paying people to have kids?
Well, that's what I'm saying is like, that's why they say a 2-parent household, children are more likely to be successful in life coming
Right.
from a 2-parent household. And then also they say that the kind of secret sauce to being successful yourself and then having kids, which I'm guilty of not following, is you get married, you get your career going, then you have kids.
Yep.
But a lot of people do it the
But-
opposite.
So
they might have
therefore,
But
kids,
that's
get
how
married,
you
and then
think,
get
Justin.
married.
But that's not how other
Sterilize
people
all
think.
the men in the world and only prescribe a antidote once they get married and they're serious about having kids. They can have an antidote and they can impregnate whoever they want to.
Well,
I'm
no,
saying
that's
most-
not how a marriage works, Paul. Right? When they get married, they're supposed to only impregnate the one woman, not whoever they want.
But if you look at the numbers from the Department of Justice, there's a higher percentage of people that are arrested and that commit crimes usually come from single parent households. Not always,
Not
but
always.
a high percentage of them come from single parent households.
And that comes back of being
And I bet you a lot
product of your environment, and that the percentages of that are higher. Like you said, in a two-parent household, you usually have individuals who are most likely will finish high school at least, will most likely become a productive member of society. But that's not it. Those numbers are coming down because as you look at I know here in California, the explosion of homelessness that's occurring, and like I say, don't think that people here in California, everybody just can't afford to live here. We are absorbing all the folks from the Midwest where it gets cold in the wintertime, come to California because it's easier and a lot more pleasant to be homeless in our mild Mediterranean temperature. And this is why we have, like I said, when I used to go out to the field with my guys and they say, hey, Crawford, when did you come out here? These guys giving us a bunch of hassles and stuff when we're trying to keep this encampment. And the first time I asked them, where are you from? I would say, I can count the people on my hands, Justin, to my hands, the number of people I encounter that are actually from the city I live in. Majority of people I will encounter are from other states who come to California. They're drifters, and they come to California because the environment here in California, we have more social services. The weather is a lot more milder than going to some other Midwest area where you have extreme winters and everything else for them to survive out in the I won't say the wild, but to survive out in the streets. And I think we also had that certain percentage who want to be off the grid.
Yeah.
Dre,
They
you
don't,
might
they don't want to be
stop.
accountable.
Your
Don't
mic's
fully again.
your mic's going funny. But
Okay,
while you
how
sort your
about-
mic out, I just want to take it back a little bit. Right?
Yeah, I think he's using his
Coming out
cues.
garbly.
Right. Let me just take it back a little bit. Justin, you're quick at quoting stats, 1% of this and 1% of that. How about, I bet you if you looked at the stats, 90% of crimes are committed by people that are in or around drugs. Right? And going back to the rape thing, not everybody who's been raped would be as happy to admit it like I am. Yeah. I mean, when I first got raped, I was like, oh no, I'm not telling no one. Now I've learned to live with it and move on. Yeah.
Right, but if
Well,
they're not willing to
it's the
report
same-
it, then that's
But
not, then you can't count it
No,
as a number.
you don't know how people react.
But
Just
what I'm saying
the
is at
first
the end
thing
of the
you
day,
do when you've been raped,
if they're not willing to admit it and come forward, then they can't be counted as a statistic.
but no.
At the end of
But
the
what
day,
I'm saying
that's
is,
on them to
if
come
someone
forward and
is
report it.
someone is raped, right, their mind is all over the place. I don't care what you think you know. It is not what you know. Trust me, it is not. You don't think straight. Your head goes all over. It's like an explosion. You don't trust no one. You don't want to trust anyone. You don't want anyone near you. You just want to shower. You want to scrub. That's what you
I
want to do.
understand, but
Right?
what my point,
And you
yeah,
get
but my point
but then when
is,
you get pregnant, they still don't want to admit it. So when they go to the abortion clinic and say, yeah, they're not going to go automatically go, yeah, I was raped. No, they lie. They'll say, I had a caring partner who's left me or whatever reason. Yeah, that's what
at
happens.
the end of the day, it's their.
No, it's
if they're
not their
coming-
decision because
If they're not coming forward to say that, then they can't be counted as a statistic at the end of the day.
no,
They
how
need
can
to
they
come
be?
forward
No,
because they need to come forward and admit it and be truthful and report it to the authorities.
Justin,
so it can be handled.
Justin, you've never been there, so you don't know. Trust me, right? It's not the first thing you think of doing, right? When you've been raped, is going out there and going, dude,
Yeah, but you can only
don't go
rely
and
on the
broadcast
numbers.
it.
But I'm saying you can only rely on the numbers if people are being truthful at the end of the day.
Exactly.
And when
that's my
those numbers
point.
come out,
But
that's
you're
how you have to
quoting
go
all
off
these
of stuff.
stats, yeah, and you've just proved the point. The stats don't tell the story because not everyone will tell you the
It
truth.
doesn't matter. You have to set policy on whatever stats you have that are factual stats. And unfortunately,
No,
those people
you've
are
got
not
to
coming
set
forward.
policy on what
What
you
does it make
know.
a difference? Because if you say that people can go and say they've been, you don't know. Like I said, those people have to come forward and report it so the correct
Well, of course they
numbers
have to
are
come
counted.
No, but they don't have to come forward because at the end of the day, some people don't want to admit the situation they got themselves into.
Well, then,
right? Some people don't want to admit that they've been associated with somebody, and some people, right, just because we may be open and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, you've been raped," some people's families would turn on a victim, right? I've been to these rape counselling sessions. I've seen the difference in how
yeah,
different
but you
people have been
can't set
treated.
policy on assumption, though. You can't say, well, maybe 10% of people were raped. They have to be an accurate reporting.
That's not how policy works. You have to create policy on what society knows and how society reacts. And you create policy to prevent and protect.
But how do we know if they're not coming forward?
Because they can't come forward.
Yes, they can. They
Why
have the
can't
ability
they?
to come forward.
They have the ability, but it doesn't mean they want to.
Then at the end of the day,
No,
you, can't
you have
count
to
them
look
as a
at it.
statistic.
No, you don't understand, right? When you're a victim, right, you don't want to come forward. Yeah.
Well, then at the
For
end
10,
of the
15
day,
years, I would not admit it. I would not admit what had happened to me. I didn't want to admit it. I was going to mental health appointments and they were telling them lies. Yeah. I was telling them my mental health is because I got stabbed. No,
yeah,
it
but
was part of the
then
problem.
how do we
Yeah?
find out the correct number to set a right policy? Because at that point, you're setting a policy on assumption.
No, you're setting policy on what you know.
But you don't know if they're not
But you
coming
do
forward,
know.
is my point.
Well, I know.
No, you don't.
No, I know that a lot of victims don't come forward, right? And that's a well-known fact, right? They know that 99% of victims don't come forward, don't want to admit it, right? But look at it the other way, right? Now, women get raped. On that assumption, then, right, we should chop all men's penises off so then none of them get raped. Yeah, that's a good policy because we know women get raped. Yeah.
Why does it go both ways? Why doesn't it go both ways?
Well, yeah, okay, they will sew women up and just give them a little hole to pee out of. You know what I mean? You're talking utter rubbish, Justin, because you have to understand
I'm not
a
talking
victim
rubbish.
will not come forward.
You can't be a
straight
victim
away.
if you don't come forward.
Look how many people are coming forward now about child abuse from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Yeah? It's a
But what
tip
I'm
of
saying
the
is you-
iceberg. The
You
tip
can't be a
of the
victim in the
iceberg.
legal system if you're not coming forward and reporting it.
But you can't. That's not what's going through your mind. That's not what goes through your mind when you're a victim. Right?
But at the end
You
of the
ain't
day, like I
interested in the
said-
legal system. You go into fight or flight mode, and most of them flight. Yeah,
And
they
I
will do
understand that.
everything not to admit what's happened to them. Yeah, it's only when their life becomes so bad that they end up going to these services, like I did. Yeah, and I got lucky. Yeah, because my mental health worker said to me, "There's more to you than you're admitting." Yeah, and then they said, "I want you to go and see a company called CERIC." Right? I didn't know what CERIC was. It turned out to be historical abuse. They thought it was because of what happened to me in my childhood. Yeah. But then I got talking to this woman and she explained things to me. And only then was I able to say, you know what? Yeah, I'm a victim. I'm not proud of it. But I'll tell you what, I'm not going to sit there and let them get away with it. They have got away with it but metaphorically, I'm not going to let them destroy my life. I'm now going to go and get help. I'll now become a statistic. Yeah. I waive my right to anonymity. Right. But the point is, victims won't always come forward because of what you're saying. They don't want to become a statistic. They don't want to be known. They don't want the public to know.
Not because of what I'm saying. I want them to come forward so the person that did it to
Yeah,
them will
you
get
want them
what-
to come
what-
forward. But the
what
only
they
way you're
deserve
going
at
to
the
get
end of the
people
day.
to come forward is if the services and the system is there to support them, i.e.,
And
the abortion, yeah, or the pro-life, whatever, the middle ground that's there to help them. Yeah. How many people in America, because of anti-abortion, are going to backstreet places and putting their lives at risk to have an abortion? You don't know, but I tell you what, I bet it's very high.
like
Yeah.
I said, if the numbers aren't reported, I'm only going by what numbers are reported.
Yeah, but you can't. You can't go on what's reported because for whatever reason, right, people don't want to come forward. There's many different reasons. Shame is one of the biggest problems. Stigma and shame is one of the biggest issues when it comes to crime. Nobody wants to admit they've been mugged, right? But it still happens, right? Not everybody that's been mugged reports it. Yeah, but we have anti-mugging laws, right? It's just the way it is.
Now, I would add this. Can everybody hear me now?
Yeah.
Yep.
All righty. This is why we say voting counts. But just like Davis pointed out, when you don't have an accurate reporting system, just like I said, when people don't vote, you have to go by the data that you do have, what Justin is saying. And that is true what Justin is saying, that policy is driven, policy is made based upon the actual data in hand. Anybody with common sense would know that the data is going to be limited because you have a certain percentage that does not report whatever it is, just like we have a certain percentage of people who will not vote or who have never voted. So
Well,
you have to go by what
when
you
it
have
comes
in
to
hand.
voting, right? I voted Labour this time, right? But I don't agree with every one of their policies. Yeah. But because I
Right.
voted Labour, does that mean I'm automatically in with every one of their policies? No.
Well, no, some people are like that feel like that's the people who we call absolute people. And that's why I'm saying that you have to really dig into details
Tyson.
of what these different policies that each side has and see how it's going to affect you as an individual, how it's going to affect your community or even your state. Because it's not going to be like you think it's going to be across the board. It's going to different ramifications are going to take place based upon your individual location. And just like things that happen in Michigan may not happen in California and vice versa. Same thing. Things may happen down in Louisiana that doesn't happen over in Florida. Like I said, we are the United States, as you mentioned, David, and we do have our own systems within those states. And and like I said, the biggest thing that comes out of federal government for every state is financial aid. That's the biggest thing that comes out of federal government to each state is financial aid to help pay for capital improvement projects, to help pay for educational systems that are already in place that the federal government hands down to the state. The state dishes it out to the counties or parish or whatever you may live in, and it actually trickles down to the individual cities or townships that are there. That's the biggest function of the federal government is financial aid to the states. Without federal money, a lot of states will fold up and go away.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you should always be more concerned about your state government more than the federal.
Right.
That's what I was trying to say. Yeah. Individual states have different policies. Saying, yeah. But what I'm saying is individual states have their own policy. Yeah. But you don't have to agree with it. Right. We'll move on from the abortion thing. But it's the same with everything. Your homelessness and stuff. Right. Over here with the homelessness. Right. It's not done on a countrywide level. It's done on a town level, right? Mm-hmm. It's left to the town centres, right? But they don't have the funding, right, to deal with it, right? And then you get government going, we're going to build 150,000 new houses a year. Great. But here's the problem, right? Because of government, there are, I think it's something like 600,000 homes in the UK that are empty, right? That are sat in limbo because of red tape or because somebody's bought it and decided, I don't want anyone to live in it. Or foreigners have come over here and bought it because it's a best way to hide your money, right? You buy a property, all that's going to happen to it is going to keep gaining in value. Very rare property price goes down. So it's a good thing to do. Buy a tower block. Make it in.
Dusty, like I said before, you might not think your vote counts, but if 1 million people on your same level of thinking and on the same side think all the same thing, that's 1 million votes you potentially lost out on.
Exactly. Your vote you may think your vote don't count, and as an individual, it probably doesn't, but in a collective sense, it does. But not only that, you can't go around saying, well, I don't agree with this if you didn't vote.
Yeah, exactly.
And I would have to say, Dusty, if you
don't
have
a right not to vote, which is fine.
Like if Dusty doesn't want to vote federally.
Over here, voting is compulsory over here, so we have to vote.
But like if Dusty doesn't want to vote federally, I understand, but he should definitely worry about his state voting at the end of the day. That's the most important.
We have to vote in all three elections.
Well, you can do like I do. If I don't like neither one of the candidates, I write my own name in.
Yeah, that's a donkey.
And
Yeah,
I've
it's
done
like-
that. I've
yeah,
done that.
you just donkey voted over here.
All of a
Hey.
sudden, all of a sudden, Dre's
I'll
name
vote
goes
for Dre as
viral and he's
well.
the ex-president.
Yeah.
Yeah,
His Secret Service knocking on his door. How's it
Hey,
doing? We're ready
it's
to
not
take you,
illegal.
Mr. President.
Yeah, that's it. It's not illegal. I say, hey, I'm a write-in candidate.
It's illegal over here.
Yeah, you
What
can
is?
write your own
called
name in.
Defacing a voting slip.
It's not
No,
illegal.
it's not-
It's not
not
illegal.
here.
No one
You
ever
can do
gets
that.
done for it. Yeah.
it's a
They
donkey
discourage
vote.
you.
And you can vote it's a vote informal. You just vote
Yeah.
informal.
Yeah.
You can actually put none of the above on your actual voting slip if you actually read the cards lately. It
Yeah.
does
Well,
say
I know.
you can
I know
put none of the above.
here in most of the states, there's always that block that has down the bottom says write in. And I previously have wrote my name in on a federal level, state level, and local level. But I think we got two clowns at the top. I'm like, I can't in good conscience vote for either one of these knuckleheads. So I'll put my own name down there.
Well, in a
Well,
couple of
that's
weeks' time, we're all going to be there watching on TV, and it goes shock election vote. Dre's
Yeah.
won.
That's why I say his name's going to go viral on TikTok. Next thing you know, you
Yeah.
have 100 million kids voting for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, to make it legal, you actually got to pay a deposit to become a candidate.
Yeah, but I say the day of the election, you can write it. People can write in. There have been instances where somebody has been a write-in candidate the day of the election and have actually won a seat
Yep.
and didn't have to pay any fees to the local register to have them as deemed as an official candidate.
Yeah.
The biggest thing about paying your fees, I know here in California, is if you pay the fees and everything, that allows you to submit a statement in the voter guide book that gets sent out. And some people opt not to pay that fee. They just said, just put my name on the ballot. I got my whatever legal amount of signatures that are required in some areas. Some areas don't even require that. But I know here where I live at, like if I wanted to run for city council of my ward, I have to have at least 25 signatures from individuals who live in this ward to get me on the ballot. That's all I need.
And it doesn't matter. And it probably doesn't matter if they're family because family can vote.
No, long as
Yeah.
they live in this ward.
Right.
Yeah, that's the only thing that has to be.
Like
They
I
have
could,
to
I
live
could
in the ward.
totally see at like 2:00 in the morning, Secret Service knocking on Dre's door, news outside out, comes out in his robe. Come with us, Mr. President. The fuck?
Yeah, right. Yeah. And I'll do like Stallone does in his show Tulsa. I'll come out the side door, hop the fence, and walk around the block.
Hey, that would make a good TV show or movie plot.
Yeah.
Like,
I was gonna ask a question. I have ran for office twice. I've ran for a council seat, and I've also ran for mayor of my city. The last time I ran for mayor, I finished mid-pack. I finished 5th out of 10 candidates.
That
That's good.
many people running for mayor?
At the time, we were in the midst of a bankruptcy, so it was definitely a hot item. So I felt, this is why I feel about it. A lot of the issues I was pushing end up being what got us out of bankruptcy. The individual who ended up winning presented a lot of the ideals that I presented to the court to get our city out of bankruptcy.
Well done.
So that's why I say, sometimes you can't always be the front man, but if you have the ear or have the influence that people adhere to, you can be one of those people behind the scenes that shift. I say guide the hand of power.
Dusty, I still think you need to at least vote in the state elections.
Yeah.
Luckily, it's not compulsory, so just do what you need to do.
I wish it wasn't compulsory here.
Anybody who's elected to anything is a politician, Cool Cat.
Yeah. You're elected to any government office.
I don't care if you're elected dog catcher. you're a politician.
Dog catcher.
Yeah, there's some places that do elect the dog catcher.
Yeah, you're a politician.
Dog catcher would get the mailman's vote. I promise not to have dogs bite you in the ass when you're delivering mail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually the smaller rural communities have such a thing, but
Yeah.
Have you seen the YouTube short where the Amazon guy goes up to the door and he's whistling a happy song and he's like, he knocks on the door and the dog actually jumps through the door, literally just rips the door off and comes through.
Oh, there's been a couple of them where they broke the window out. They had like a big picture window next to the door and the dog jumped right through it. Yeah, because a mayor is pretty much like the president of a city, if you want to try to.
Well, the more actually, Justin, most cities are ran by a city manager.
city manager, yeah.
Type style government. The mayor, as I always call them, your mayor is the city's top cheerleader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over here,
the
Lord
mayor,
Mayor over here.
most town mayors over here are just ceremonial.
that's
Yeah,
right.
they're
that's-
basically CEOs.
They run
Yeah,
the meetings and that kind of stuff, yeah.
Right, and that's why I say they're the top cheerleader because they're there at all the opening of businesses, shaking hands,
Yeah.
kissing babies, making
Yeah.
the public appearances and stuff. But in most modern cities nowadays, the mayor's position is more ceremonial than it is actual political power. Even
Yeah.
though this is where you run into having what you call cliques or different factions within a council, or most councils always have an odd number. So if you can say will that majority vote, like in my city, any vote that gets at least 5 votes on it, they call that a super vote.
Yeah.
Four get something passed. We have 7
Let's
wards.
just answer Cool Cat's question with a straight answer.
What's that?
Is the mayor a politician?
I told him yes.
Yes.
Anybody
100%.
elected
Somebody
is a
that's
politician.
elected is a politician.
Anybody elected is a
Yeah.
politician.
Well, no. I mean, you get elected to be like the head. I don't know if you still do it, but the head prefect. I mean, I got
That's a
elected to be head
politician.
prefect.
He's a politician.
It's
I
a
was not a
politician.
politician.
Yeah.
What, at school?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because any position over here that you would get voted in for is going to be based on policies that you want to do for that position. And
Right.
people will look at that, whether it's a city,
Mhm.
whether it's a sheriff, like a sheriff's a good example.
Right.
Those are all you have to vote in a sheriff,
Right.
and that's based on how well they're running your county.
Mm-hmm.
And that can be all different city positions. Now, your average citizen might not give 2 shits what a city manager does, or even know anything about them, but they might vote in the thing and just say, yeah, check it.
Well, city managers are usually not voted. They are usually hired.
Hired
They
by
are
the
hired.
politicians.
They are hired by the politicians, and this is where you got to be careful because you want a strong-willed city manager to run the city. He is the one who pays the bills for the city, orchestrates things for the city in the name of the elected officials. But you want somebody who has enough.
Yeah, I think
I would say
we call it the town clerk.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Lord
Well, I
Mayor
mean-
Lord Mayor Town Clerk. Yeah.
Yeah.
76 degrees Fahrenheit.
Because like I say, my city, when we went to bankruptcy, that was part of the thing because we had an old charter system that was a mayor-led city up until that point. And that's caused a lot of the, corruption in our city years ago is because we had a strong mayor-led city and he would get with his cronies and they were able to, secure the votes they wanted for whatever policies that need to be done. And like I say, the mayor should not be in that position, should be a city manager, someone who does, as they say, has no direct dog in the fight. And that's why you have city manager ran cities in most places now. But the city manager is not a politician. He is there to oversee the fiscal and operational status of a city.
Dusty, if you're getting a regular paycheck, then yes, you're getting taxes back.
Right.
Unless you're getting paid.
Right.
under
We
the
just
minimum
need to wind this back a little bit anyway. Because
Say
I've got
what
a
now?
serious
Who
question.
gets
We've got a
murdered now?
serious question to answer now. Is Paul Murray a politician because we've all elected him to run 2 times a day his show and we come and talk shit?
Who
Well,
was
he's
on
not
that
even here
committee?
half the time, so yeah,
That's
he's a
what I'm saying.
politician.
I
So he's
didn't
definitely a
know
politician.
that.
Yeah, he is a politician.
Absentee.
I
Yeah,
don't
he's an
remember
absentee
voting
voter.
Yeah. That's it. What's cool cat
He's in
said
the
in London,
basement.
the mayor runs the Metropolitan Police Force like brown shirt fascists in our capital. London's mayor is deaf, a politician captured by political Islamism, a violent totalitarian ideology. Oh, okay. And
He went through the whole fucking dictionary on that one.
He
He
sure
sure
has a whole
did.
bunch of words in there. I wonder if he knows what they all mean.
yeah,
Joe's like, look, you're using a lot of big words. I'm gonna take them as disrespect because I don't understand.
Disrespect. Disrespecting you.
Disrespect.
Right.
Disrespecting.
I need to correct Cool Cat on something. The mayor does not run the Metropolitan Police.
No, Chief Constable.
The chief constable runs the
Actually,
Metropolitan
no.
Police.
The police, what they call police advisory committee or whatever.
Yeah, the police commissioner and stuff.
well,
Mm.
that's why you have your civilian oversight. But
Yeah.
like I
Yeah.
say, what you guys call the town clerk or whatever it is, that's your called a city manager. Usually all your other department heads, which includes your Department of Public Works, Economic Development, Police Chief, different large departments like that, all answer to that clerk, or
Yeah.
like we call city manager. They all fall under him, and they all answer to him. And then the
Yeah.
city manager answers to the elected officials.
Yeah.
Mm.
What I will say about the London mayor, he is an idiot. And I'm not sure he's Labour because he's got more fucking taxes and fees going on than any fucking Labour has ever considered. And he's definitely a fucking Tory somewhere.
Mm.
You can't even fucking breathe in London now without paying.
There you go, Joe. Now they're it's possible 3 now.
Yep.
And like I,
Where's the storm at now? Is it back there off Yucatan?
Where are
Yeah,
you,
it's right
Justin?
Way back in Yucatan.
Yeah, it's back
right
in
here.
Yucatan. That's where it's at now. Oh, by the time it gets to Florida, it'd be a Category 5.
Yeah.
yeah,
where
and
are you,
look
Justin?
where I'm
Oh,
right
man.
here, and there's the center of the storm, and
Man.
I'm right here.
Yeah.
Oh
I'm
no.
just saying, because it's coming across that Gulf, all that warm water is that, dude. That thing might be off the charts by the time it hits Florida.
Might be a
hope
four.
not.
Well, my
Because
advice to you now, Justin, is to gather all the unwanted crap that you've got that you don't need, right?
Stick it
And sit
outside.
it outside your door on your lawn and everything, and then the wind will just come and take it away, and it's someone else's problem.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what you do.
Yeah, because I mean,
Yeah.
as normally right about, was it at, I think just to the west of Houston area, the water gets extremely warm right around there. And that's where it's going to make or break.
Yeah.
By the
It's
way,
gonna-
Justin,
it-
what
it's
was
gonna
that other
wind up or
storm
calm down.
on the map?
That was the one that's heading towards you guys. It'll be a tropical storm by the
Uh-uh.
time.
Oh, the Storm Kirk.
Kirk.
Yeah, that's the one. It won't be nothing by the time it gets to you guys. There's just going to be a lot of rain, maybe a slight little bit of
Yeah, the
wind.
water's right now, Dre's around 87 degrees down there.
Mhm.
It's just the water's too cold up there where you guys are at for it to maintain. So
Yeah, the water's definitely freaking cold.
Yeah.
no, I
That's
wonder, will that work with bills as well? Can I walk out during the hurricane and toss bills in the wind and be like,
Right.
I don't have to pay it. It's okay.
I need to ask another question.
You just don't
What
know. But I always
date?
wish to.
What date's that hurricane going to hit you, Justin?
Wednesday.
If it stays on the same track, it'd be on Wednesday, is what they're estimating.
What date's that, though?
That's in 2 days. That
Oh,
would
That's gonna be on the 9th.
Well, no, it's just
Yeah.
like more than 2 days.
Right.
But I was about to say that.
Yeah, on the 9th.
Right.
Yeah.
Justin,
We
what
just-
you're talking about, how many times I wish we had a big storm or earthquake, I wish it just tear down the TRW building and
Right. I
Equi-
know
Equi-
I wound it
Equifax
back a bit.
buildings.
a few times tonight. But let me wind it back about 2 weeks ago when Captain Joel was getting hit with a storm. I said that Florida will get hit on the 8th or 9th with a hurricane. I just want to say sorry.
Oh, David, that's almost
roll the
an
tape
even
on that
bet
one.
in Vegas.
I knew I should have put the lottery on that night.
Yeah, that's an even bet in Vegas that Florida's going to get hit with something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to get the exact date.
It's more like a 3 to 5 bet.
Yeah.
But Dre, to get the exact date.
Well, the real good bets is you guys say, okay, we know Florida's going to get hit, but how much damage is going to happen in Georgia and North and South Carolina? That's where you make the good money.
So technically, there's 2 hurricanes out there right now. You got Kirk heading towards London. Well, actually, no, it looks like it's curved down more, so you guys might not get any of it. Or if
you're down the bottom of it,
yeah, that might not get that high. That might end up hitting.
You got Leslie right now.
Portugal, or
France,
Spain.
Portugal, Germany.
Yeah, Spain, Portugal area.
Yeah, because before
it was going across.
This line was like up here.
But according to
it'd have to go
the European forecast, it's going to go north of Scotland. It's going to turn.
Go that high up? Wow.
Yeah. But this is what I was saying the other week. When I said Justin was going to get hit with this storm on the 8th, I said we're going to end up with a trail of hurricanes that are going to go up. They're going to sail past Scotland, and it's going to turn the cyclone of Antarctica the other way, which will cause the big snowstorm in January and February for us.
Oh, okay.
And Paul.
That's true.
Iceland and Norway then.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's why I'm saying,
I gotta
Brenda,
go.
All right, we'll see you later.
All right.
But Brenda, that's why I keep saying, as of now, the track is. I'm not saying that's a definite.
That's a bad Dre left.
Only because TJ came in here.
Yeah, because you came in.
Bossy and shit.
TJ ran
Came in here giggling, thinking he's better than everybody else.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, here I'm gonna show y'all something. Let's see, we're going.
And Justin, it's a shame you don't have a drone. Just think when that storm comes over the top of you and it's all clear and calm and everything, just putting the drone up and catching the image around you of everywhere else getting fucking absolutely smashed.
Well, like Brenda said, it's not it's not 100% that's where the storm's going to go. That's why I keep referring to as of now, this is where the track's going.
Yeah,
like I'm making
it could go anywhere. Really.
I'm just going by right now what I'm seeing, and then I kind of go as it updates.
All right, here's my new
video.
video.
It could change at any moment. I could just decide to go whoop another direction. Make it full screen, DJ.
A long ass video.
DJ, click the little square box in the bottom corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Told y'all 2-minute videos max.
Click that. Go on, click it.
Jeez.
Seriously, people are only going to get through like 1:30 of that, and then they're not going to watch the rest of it. I mean, if you want to post it just to post it to have fun, then post it by all means. I'm not telling you not.
Can y'all hear the sound okay?
Can't hear nothing. You're not even playing it, TJ.
Every time
you got to hit the play button.
Every time TJ shares, the sound never works. Remember?
Wait. Okay, so y'all can't hear it at all.
You're not playing it, right?
What?
Right, Paul. I just want to say, all these times that you've been claiming about your mind going, right? Just look at TJ. He can't play a freaking video.
All right, hold on.
Start calling him T. Murray.
AJ Murray.
And Paul thought he didn't have any kids anywhere.
What's up, JDS?
JDS.
You don't even need to egg him on, Paul. He'll just go by himself. Look at him. And he's not breathing.
Dump your heart. Dump your heart.
Yeah, that's true, Burned. All you can do is prepare. And then pucker your butthole up. That's about all you can do.
Oh, he's still there. Thought he'd mute himself.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can leave too, Brenda, if you have the means to, but like I couldn't afford to get up and go up to Georgia or something and rent a hotel or something.
Another idea for you, Justin.
Fuck it.
Get out the backyard, rip up a lot of them onions, chuck them out on the front so they get blown down, and people will be like, "Fuck's this?"
Hell no, I'm gonna put them up on the roof and send them off like cannonballs.
Talk about timing, though. Justin starts his job on Monday. On Wednesday, all the schools will close down.
I know, actually, if they close anything, it will probably be either Monday or Tuesday, depending on what the governor wants to do. If they're pretty confident by Monday morning,
Breathe, TJ, breathe.
most likely Tuesday and Wednesday, all the school stuff will be shut down. I'll have to reschedule my class.
That was pretty good. That was funny. T. Murray.
Well, he's starting off doing training or something.
Yeah, I got to do 3 days of training.
That's funny.
Right.
TJ Murray. TJ Murray.
Like I said, I have a feeling I'll go in Monday, but then Tuesday it's probably going to be canceled. Because that's the thing is, even if a county's not directly in the path of a hurricane, a lot of times they'll put counties on they'll put counties as state disaster zone.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, just in case it turns.
Right. So there'd be some counties where students could have went to school just fine. It wouldn't have affected them at all. Just a little rain. But
Oh,
because
God.
they did
Could
that,
you imagine if it turns, right, and goes past TJ's, right? You're going to see on the news, you know, everyone getting blown around, and TJ just stood in the middle of the street laughing.
I wonder if he's got do you have any Depends in your house, TJ?
Yeah. He's a police officer. 42. What you wait, 103 in there?
As gross as it sounds, I bet TJ all his underwear have little dribbles in them. Little dribble things where he's pissed himself.
All right.
Right now, 103 in.
I wonder what the hell you were on about then, yeah. But yeah, always what we were as well.
Oh yeah, Haines City's not that far from me, Brenda. That's only about 25-minute drive, 20-minute drive, depending on how much traffic on 27 there is. That's right down the road from me. I hate Haines City because Haines City has all red light traffic cameras. You got to be careful driving through there. It's easy to get a ticket. Dude, he laughs so hard that the noise cancellation is like, nope, fuck you. You're not coming through.
Just little squeaks coming out.
Zoom don't know what the hell to do.
All of a sudden, he's going to be sitting there and he's going to grab his chest really hard and. Oh.
God, I hope one day he just doesn't do that though. Just fucking drops dead on the live stream from laughing.
That's funny.
Dude, I would have such a headache if I was laughing like him.
It gives me a headache just listening.
You know, when his wife's driving the car, he opens the window and sticks his head out the window.
Like, you know, when you get into those laughing fits or you cry, like you're really sad and you're crying a lot and you get a really bad headache from it.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's pretty good.
You know, everybody else got the dog hanging out the window. She's got TJ.
TJ's just drooling all over the window.
Yeah. I can't breathe. Drive faster.
Hey, Mark, TJ looked like dog pool hanging out the window. Anybody see the new
Best
Deadpool
part
knows
is
what I'm
when he
talking
gets the
about.
bugs on his teeth. Ahoo! Ahoo! Ahoo!
Giving me a headache just listening.
I can really just see it, right? TJ goes, I'm going on the Paul Murray show. And his wife goes, I'm fucking out of here.
I'm out of here.
Like that dog from the movie, like that, I'm sure that dog's the sweetest dog in the world because they said it is, but that dog is fucking ugly.
I can't what kind of a dog it was now. Was it a pug?
I don't even know. I think it was like some kind of weird mixture or something. I can't remember. They actually had Ryan Reynolds did an interview where he was on stage and brought the dog out, and they gave the whole history of the dog.
Anybody running a clock on this?
Yeah.
Oh, that was years ago. Okay, Brenda. Yeah, Haines City's actually grown. You should see it now. Fucking massive now. Haines City has gotten big.
You think
That's funny.
What were you saying, Mark?
you think we own the Guinness Book of Records?
I don't know.
Oh, that's great.
I spent laughing at my live stream.
You remember the clown at Blackpool they used to have that laughed? You can just see it going up against TJ, and it just sat there mechanically just failing, going "fuck this."
We need to get TJ one of them LifeLock pumps. You know?
Just when you thought it was safe.
Stop mentioning his name. He's like fucking Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
Say his name 3 times, he starts giggling.
TJ.
There he goes.
That's funny. That's pretty good.
There's your catchphrase, TJ, for your channel. That's funny. That's pretty good. That's your T-shirt right there.
That's funny.
That's seriously, that's your catchphrase for your T-shirt.
That's funny.
That's pretty good. You put that's funny. That's pretty
That's
good.
funny. That's pretty good.
Put it under your logo on a T-shirt. There you go.
Yeah. That's funny. That's pretty good. That was funny.
Picture of TJ and his wife behind him with a frying pan.
That was pretty good. I think my shorts are okay. That's funny.
Hey,
Yeah, that was before I got here, Brenda.
stars.
I said you should see Haines City now. It's fucking huge. It's probably quadrupled in size since you've been to it, if not bigger. Just in the past 5 years, it's just massive.
No, I just finished my steak from last night.
Hey,
That's what I
TJ.
had for dinner. I had a T-bone. for dinner.
Oh, here it goes.
Dude, don't be laughing while you're eating steak, bro.
Yeah.
Seriously. You're gonna end up choking on a piece of steak, and then that's like one of the hardest shit to get out of your throat.
What you were taking your wife out for a birthday meal last night?
That's funny.
You bring half of it home with you.
What'd you say, Mark?
Thought CJ was supposed to be taking his wife out for a birthday meal last night.
I don't know. Did you guys go out for a birthday yesterday, TJ?
We went to we just went to that Culver's place because
Culver's is pretty good.
Yeah,
Culver's? Oh,
that's a pretty good place. They're
You only ate half of your meal and brought the rest of it home.
Well,
Culver's is like a better grade of fast food.
I wasn't really hungry, so I was snacking on stuff when I got home from work, and then
Culver's is like fast food, but it's like restaurant quality type food.
Quality,
like
yeah,
it's really good. It's a good place to eat.
Cooking.
So
well, you feel it's kind of like when you go to what the hell?
Like an Outback or something like that, or
well, you don't feel like you're going to McDonald's or Burger King when you eat.
Right. Like you're going to the Outback Steakhouse or something like that.
I've only been to Culver's twice, but both times I went, it was really good. So
yeah, White Gates. Don't have White
Probably
Gates.
a bit like our Toby Carvery.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Toby Carvery, White Gates.
Yeah.
What the hell the other one's called?
Oh, what is the other? Harvester.
Yeah.
Quite funny now. You can actually you can get Toby Carvery and Harvesters delivered to your door.
I would put it on my windows, but I don't have the money to go buy the wood.
They're on Uber Eats.
Yeah, no.
The Toby Carveries or Harvesters are also on Too Good to Go.
You got to go down and pick it up.
Yeah,
I got the
Shamar's is too far out.
I got the tools to cut boards and put them up and everything. I just don't have the money for the wood. So
I can get
Sarah's mom ain't buying it, so otherwise I would.
Still a 5-minute walk.
You know what you do, Justin?
Good point.
You wait till somebody boards up their house and moves on, goes up to Georgia, then you go and take the boards. I can just say,
if I had the money, I would totally go buy some plywood. I just don't have the money. That's if I would need probably at least.
Have you spent all of Sarah's money already?
No, that's all put in savings. I'm not wasting any of that. No, we put a bunch of it into savings. It's sitting in there in savings. I'm not touching it.
Good.
But what I'm saying is I'd probably need at least 10 boards to do the house, and I don't even know what a sheet of plywood's going for anymore. It's probably at least $10 or $20 a board.
Well, if it helps,
probably more than that.
Yeah, if it helps, Justin, Amazon Prime's Day's on the 8th and 9th.
Oh yeah, let me order a bunch of plywood off Amazon the day of.
Yeah,
you fly like a magic carpet.
Yeah, I would probably need at least $200 or $300 in order to board up the house at least.
They might have window shutters on Amazon Prime Day.
Yeah.
I don't have the right shit to put window shutters in because I'd have to have something in order to drill in the concrete, and I don't have the drill bits for that.
Well, you just buy them on Amazon as well.
Buy them on Amazon and all. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I had money to buy shutters, I would just have somebody come install them for me.
Have you noticed how defensive he gets when he, yeah, but have you noticed how defensive he gets when we're spending his money?
stone grill
Yeah, he should, looks at us and says, buy it, buy it, buy it, buy it, buy it.
bills.
Somebody send him some links.
Yeah.
Do what he did to Jason.
I'll send you a link to some shutter there, Justin.
Send me that affiliate link too. No, it costs at least a couple hundred, if not $300 for me to get wood in order to board up the windows. Like I said, I have all the tools to do it. I have all the hardware to do it. Like I have all self-tapping screws. Like I got everything I could do it. I just don't have the money for the actual board. I would love to do that, but I don't have the money for it. So Sarah's mom, I told 3 or 4 months ago that she needed to get that tree trimmed up on the side of the house, and her response to me was, no, that's okay. God put the tree there. Like, what kind of response is that? God put the tree there? That's your response to safety of your house?
Yeah, but that's fine because God's going to take the tree away and the house.
Yeah.
No, God's going to take her away when that fucking tree goes through her bedroom roof and crushes her in her fucking bed. Because it's hanging up over on her side of the house.
Is that good?
And I don't have the tools to trim it. I know how to trim trees. I've done it. I don't have the climbing gear and I don't have a chainsaw to do it.
Well, TJ says you don't need climbing gear. Just go for it, right, TJ?
No, fuck that.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Fuck that. No.
Don't you forget about the house insured. Is your mother-in-law insured?
Well, yeah, she has to because she has a mortgage. So
No,
she
why-
has to have.
Life insurance. he's talking
How
about.
big,
Oh,
how
yeah,
big
she's
is,
got one through the bus yard. Through the
how
bus
big is the
yard,
tree
through
that's
the
outside?
Oh, well, don't need to worry about it then.
How big is the tree that's outside y'all's house, Justin?
I would say, I'm looking at it right now, I'd say it's about 40 feet high, 40 to 50 feet high. But there's a lot of branches that could be trimmed off of it that would help alleviate any pressure from wind. And
You have
there's a couple of
you don't
big
have
ones hanging over the top of the house that should have been trimmed.
you don't have a tall ladder, do you?
No, but if I had the right climbing gear and a chainsaw, I could get up there and do it. I've done it before. I've climbed trees and cut them before. Like I said, I used to do it with my cousin back in the day. Granted, I haven't done it in years, but
Do
Like
what
I
I
said,
did. Lean out the
at the
window.
end of the day, this is not my responsibility. It's not my fucking house. I'm not paying for it. She should have had that done months ago when I told her it needed to be done. So if it destroys half of her house, that's on her. Like I
She's
said, I'll
getting it
go
done
live in
on
a
Wednesday.
fucking,
Don't worry about it.
like I said, I'll go live in a fucking FEMA trailer if I have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, make sure you park your car far enough away from it.
And then
Elon Musk is over addressing the crowd at the Trump rally.
Yeah.
This is why I hate trees in general. Like if this was my house, I would have no trees around the house, period. To me, trees are nothing but a big ass pain in the ass at the end of the day. You have to constantly pay for them every few years to get them trimmed. It's not cheap. And they do nothing but drop shit all over the ground. They make a mess. They can potentially damage your house. Like to me, trees are just fucking no. That's why I loved my old neighborhood I lived in. There wasn't a single tree in the entire neighborhood. They didn't plant any trees in the neighborhood.
Yeah. Justin,
Well,
you know them trees? They're only there to give you oxygen.
well, no, I'm
Without
just
them
saying I don't
trees,
mind trees
you
in
ain't living.
general, but I don't want trees in my property right next to a house.
Exactly correct. Because during the day they give out carbon dioxide. They only give out oxygen at night.
Like I said, I don't mind trees in general. I'm not like a tree hater or
They
anything.
don't give out carbon monoxide
I
at
don't
all.
like-
They store it, but when you cut it down, they release it.
But like I said, I don't want to have a tree that's
Monoxide.
that large right next to my house. If it was my house, I wouldn't have a tree that large next to it.
It's the same as
Especially when you're in an area where it's prone for them to fall over during hurricanes. It's stupid. I don't know
Hey,
why
Justin,
people have these trees around their houses.
Elon Musk just pointed out the fact that California just passed a law that says you don't have to have voter registration or identification to vote.
Oh,
Mm.
God. Let's not go back
Yeah.
into that. Elon Musk's a prick. Just saying.
But that's a fact.
We
No,
vote.
he don't like California anyway.
He don't like the UK either.
That's why he
Apparently
left
we're-
California.
Apparently, we're going for a civil war. Don't know when.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen here too.
Cavaliers versus the Roundheads.
God, I'm caught.
I'd
looking
be
at this tree
surprised
now,
if that
Miller.
happens over here.
I'm sitting here
Well,
looking at
the
this
reason,
tree
the
and I
reason
don't
you
like
got
it.
to understand David is so upset is because his team Blackpool lost.
I
Oh,
don't
God,
care
here we
about
go.
Blackpool. I'm happy they lost. All right. I'm more pissed off with Gavin Ward.
Yeah, you got right royally shafted.
Have you actually seen it?
No, I saw your post.
You want to see the fucking picture, right? There's 4 players playing him on side. Talk
Yeah.
about fucking bent.
Believe me, and you said 0-0 and the umpire is a C.1. I'd agree with that because most of our umpires are those as well.
Yeah, we don't call them umpires. We call them referees.
Okay, your refs, our umpires, same name,
Yeah.
different name, same shit, basically.
Yeah. Did you like the video though of the voiceover for the AFL?
Yeah, I'd
Final?
actually seen that before, and watching the words and watching the lips, and it perfectly matches up.
I know.
'Cause
I just like how some of them are really camp.
Yeah, I've seen
go-
it. They
They're
do
going
that-
into them
they do
heavy
that on a regular
tackles and then they
basis.
walk away doing a pirouette.
Yeah.
Well, it's the only sport where they wear hot pants.
Hmm.
Hot pants and boob tubes.
Oh, nice.
Dusty, I would say anything he said, anything you buy at a restaurant, you can make at home for cheaper. There used to be a big difference in going out to eat than eating at home, but I don't really notice it anymore. Because I can spend $50 at the grocery store and feed everybody. I can go out and eat and spend 50, 60 bucks on McDonald's and feed everybody.
Welcome.
And there ain't no leftovers spending that kind of money for 5 people.
Go ahead, no problem.
Well, yeah,
It's not like I'm
I-
cooking a meal that would last 2 or 3 days.
yeah, but you've got a family. I'm just myself. If I spend $50, I can pretty much almost stretch it out to 2 weeks.
Like I said,
Yeah, because I spent $50 on a birthday dinner 3 weeks ago, and I got a real lovely steak. But for me, I've set it up.
Do you
that
want to
I
tell
can-
you? Do you want me to tell you how much our food bill has been this week or this
How
month?
much?
£5.
You're doing better than me.
Because Laura's not been here. I don't have to buy anything.
No, like
I've been able to set it down that I can eat lunch and dinner for about $7 or $8 Australian.
no, we spend about $700 roughly a month on groceries.
Jesus.
Roughly.
Oh, I don't
And
spend.
that used to get us about 3.5 weeks. And in the last couple of years, that has gone down to barely making it to 2 weeks now.
I just need to roll something back. I need to go back and apologise to Tesco's and Iceland because I'm complaining I'm spending 30 quid when I used to spend 20 a month.
But that's the thing, and it's even worse when the kids are home during summer break because now they're eating
I
3
can
times a
understand
day,
that, Dusty.
every day.
30 quid
And
never mind 30 quid a month.
What's that?
no,
I said you're more likely to spend 30 quid a visit if I go and
no,
buy.
I basically go out. I basically go out every 2 weeks and purchase pretty much all the food I need for the next 2, and that's what I've got to do right now. So that's why I'm gonna have to drop off. So
Well, Dominic
we just go out
bargain shop, so
because of the daylight, we've got daylight saving now, so it's an hour later. So that means I've got to head out now rather than. So I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, catch you tomorrow, Dominic.
it cost me about 60 quid just for the animals' food for a month.
Yeah, we do spend more on the birds than we do on ourselves. But we go
all about the birds.
Yeah, but we go farm foods and do the multi buys and stuff.
I go to Tesco's and get the boxes of 12. But I have to buy like 3 boxes of 12 for a month. Well, no, 6 boxes of 12 for a month.
Is that the dog food?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about our food. If I go to farm foods, they do 8 pizzas for £5.
I don't eat pizzas that much.
No, I like pizza. Pizza's good.
Yeah, but like I said, like over the last couple of years with the inflation getting so high, we have noticed that now that 3.5 weeks has been diminished to about 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, it's same over here.
Having to spend more money now. We're spending close to.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes we spend
I can't
close to
believe it.
$1,000 now.
Yeah, Walker's Chris used to be 6 for £1. Now it's 6 for £3. It's like, what the fuck?
Well, and that's like
anything in them.
That's why I like this during the school year, because the kids go to school and they get breakfast and lunch, and all they have to do is come home, maybe have a snack after school and then dinner. Where during the summer break, they're home all day, not every day, because they do go to camp for a couple weeks out of the summer, but the time that they're home, they're eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day at home, and that skyrockets our fucking food bill in the summertime. Like
I can imagine.
the summer. Well, especially when you got 2 teenagers and a preteen, and they eat like fucking garbage disposals because they're hitting growth spurts. Yeah.
You still get free school meals then?
Yeah. They get a free breakfast and lunch every day. That's cool.
I like free. When it's free, it's for me.
Also,
Well, I mean,
we have breakfast clubs, I think. I don't know whether you get it free or whether you have to pay for it. I can't remember now.
Most people have to pay, but some do get it for free.
In the elementary school, they send food home with the kids all the time. Like Aubrey brings home once every week. She brings these 2 cardboard tray things home, and they give her like a bunch of yogurt and like little boxes of cereal, all kinds of shit with it, like little packs of fruits and nuts.
Stuff they've still got left over, is it?
I don't know. It's just a program they have to give all kids food to take home. It's not all of it's healthy, but a lot of it's healthy stuff. It'll be like applesauce and yogurt and fruits and nuts and like non-sugary cereals. And so she brings that shit home every week too. Like they don't do it for the middle school or high school kids, but the elementary students, they do that. They do that for.
Yeah. This is where Justin's saying to Aubrey, you need to fail this year. You need to stay back a year.
I don't understand why they eat applesauce on its own.
Cool cat. That doesn't work with teenagers, bro. They will eat 2 large pizzas in one sitting and don't show anything.
It's like
running around, and an hour later they're fucking hungry again.
It's like eating Chinese food.
Yeah, and it's worse when they hit their growth spurts. Like, because you'll see the kids when they're going through these spurts, right? They'll for like a month or so, they'll just be eating you out of house and home. All of a sudden, they get onto a regular kind of appetite for a while, and then they'll hit another growth spurt a few months later, and damn, same thing.
And you can't wait until they go through the fad where they don't want to eat whatever you're eating.
What do you guys think? Yeah. You want to stay on? I'm going to go catch a ship.
You're
Another one? Didn't you get one earlier today?
Yeah, early. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's keeping them in his garage.
Yep.
Go ahead and go, Paul.
Okay, thanks.
The 2 girls.
Don't be gone long.
My 2 girls aren't very picky. Thomas is super picky, but the 2 girls, they'll pretty much eat anything you put in front of them. They're not picky. They eat vegetables and fruits, and like even Kelsey. Like Kelsey, she's even more. like she doesn't even like drinking sodas and stuff. She only drinks water. She doesn't like drinking sodas or anything. Like we could have a soda and she won't want it.
He only drinks water. And he doesn't like different foods on the same plate touching each other.
Oh, dude, cool cat. You don't want kids, bro. They'll eat you out of house and home, dude. They're like fucking. It's like having 3 freaking potheads in your house.
Yeah, it's worse than having to feed David.
Beg your pardon.
2 footers.
I only eat small meals.
Let's go back to the 20-something inch pizza you ate in one sitting.
Okay.
That's not a small meal, bro.
Depends how you look at it. In my defense, I had to walk on with that pizza, so
it'll feed Biafra for a year.
Yeah, kids, dude. When they especially when they hit teenage years and they're very active and they're on the move and they're getting growth spurts. Oh my God, bro. I remember when I was a teenager, dude, my mom used to make extra food just because I would eat it. Like, you know, when it was just me, her, and my stepdad, it was just us 3 living together. You know, she would make a whole packet of chicken legs, and there'd be like 8 or 10 chicken legs in there. Her and my stepdad would only eat like 3 or 4 of them. I'd eat the rest of them because I was very active when I was a teenager. I was super active. I was always on the go. I was doing BMXing. I was skateboarding. I did motocross for years. Like I was just always doing something. So I was super active as a teenager. So I ate a lot. I mean, I'd come in at the end of the day and I'd just fucking tear it up. Yeah, just they'll eat you out of house and home now for sure.
Earlier, as Paul left his radio on.
I mean, that's what's good about having a friend. If you have a friend who's who's a big pothead,
you got the TV going.
Oh yeah, my wife's she was watching. She likes to watch those baking channels.
We're not complaining. It just Mark wanted to know where it's coming from.
Me and Sarah had a really close friend of ours named Les, and he always used to come stay with us all the time. And he was a big pothead, bro, and he would go in and clean out our fridge for us every weekend. Yeah, because we were big clubbers back when we just had Kelsey when she was a baby, and before Kelsey, me and Sarah went to the clubs a lot on the weekends, like to the point where all the clubs knew us, and we would get to cut the lines and shit. And there was a whole group of us and our friends that used to go every weekend, and so Les would come over because he was still living at his parents, so he'd come over on the weekends and stay at our apartment, and we'd go clubbing. Yeah, and he would be fucking high as shit and clean out all the leftovers out of our fridge for us every week. And he would make the nasty. I'm telling you, bro, he would mix the nastiest shit together too. Like one day we had some like leftover spaghetti noodles in the fridge, and so a couple of hot dogs left that were in a pack of hot dogs. And this motherfucker took the hot dogs and the noodles, heated them up, chopped the hot dogs up in the noodles, put Italian dressing on it, and told me it tasted like a chef salad. I said, "Get the fuck out of here."
So
he sat there.
Sheldon
Cooper. He sat and ate the whole pot of it. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Spaghetti with hot dogs cut up in it. Sheldon Cooper.
Yeah,
because there was Michael, Les, we had Paige. She used to come over. We had about 5 or 6 people that would come over to our apartment on the weekends, and everybody would pass out in our living room. And we would go every Friday and Saturday night to the clubs. And Michael was one of our really good friends, and he had like a really high paying job. I mean, a high paying job, but he lived with his parents and he didn't have to pay anything like to stay there. His parents didn't charge him nothing. They didn't give a shit. And so he'd come over to our house on the weekends, and this motherfucker would blow hundreds of dollars every weekend at the club. I mean, hundreds of dollars, but he unfortunately ended up passing away a couple of years ago. But he was a really good friend of mine and Sarah's for years. And he, unfortunately, he had a baby, and he ended up getting married, had a kid, and then about when his boy was about 2 years old, he ended up passing away. And I think it was from heart disease because he was a big drinker back when he was younger. They think that's what it was from. But they ended up unfortunately, they found him dead on the ground, and he was holding his chest. So that's how they determined it after the autopsy. They kind of figured that's what it was before they did the autopsy on her. But he was a really good guy.
Isn't pudding pudding's like chocolate pudding or vanilla pudding? I've never heard of this pudding that Michael's describing.
What's he talking
Grandma
about?
used to make soup
Oh, a
pudding.
steak and kidney pudding. That's a suet pastry with
Yeah.
steak and kidney inside and gravy.
It's a bit like a pie with a soft pastry.
A suet pastry.
Yeah.
And you steam it in a pan.
Huh.
I'd try it because I like steak kidney. Well,
Yeah.
not kidney so much, but I do like steak, onions, and gravy. I'd try it.
Yeah.
How nice.
Are the onions
Is it
raw, or
kidney
are
like
are they sautéed onions or?
is it kidney
It's
beans or
very
is it
smally
kidney,
diced kidney.
like the actual organ kidney or kidney beans?
No, the organs.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd still try it, but I'm not a big fan of like organ type meats.
There isn't much in the way of kidney in them. They're mostly steak.
Yeah.
Like I don't really like kidney or liver or any of that. I think it's like shit.
Kidney's expensive.
So the onions are they steamed or?
I can't wait till we can get Justin over here. He's gonna not know what the hell's hitting.
The onions are in gravy.
Here's some black pudding. Enjoy.
No, that's my magnetic one here. That's the only ones I have. Boy, the shit out of me. All right. I mean, I would try it though. I'm always down to try new stuff.
Oh, we
Sarah
got
found Heinz
so many
baked
foods for you
beans.
to try over here.
Sarah found the Heinz baked beans in Publix today.
Yeah.
Did they
Oh, I
cost?
forgot to-
Did they cost you like $100 like the last 10?
No, they were actually normal price. I actually forgot to tell Dominic I found Tim Tams. I completely forgot to tell him I found those.
Mm.
I meant to tell him that when he came on the panel.
Wonder if they sell Holland's pies in America.
No.
Don't they?
Holland's Pie is based in Accrington.
Yeah, no.
I mean, it's possible there could be somebody from Britain that lives over here that might have a restaurant somewhere that makes them. Sometimes you run across restaurants like that.
No, Holland's Pies are frozen pies.
Oh.
They
I don't
won't
know.
ship them out.
Yeah, you put them in the oven for about 20, 25 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, the
Well, they
cheese onion
probably-
pies, you put them in for 40 minutes.
I mean, you can have, well, if the company's willing to, you can ship shit like that, but it's going to cost you a fucking arm and a leg.
Well, they'd be thawed out by the time they got there.
Well, I mean, there's ways to pack shit
Yeah,
with dry
they
ice.
will
and
freeze.
everything for
They will
long-term
dry
stuff.
freeze them for you. The only problem is, if I wanted Holland's butter pies delivered up here, they were going to charge me 50 quid just for the transport. Right, screw that.
Well, they sell them at Iceland.
What, butter pies?
Well, that's where I got my last lot from.
Butter pies, not Holland's pies, butter.
Yeah, Holland's butter pies.
I was wondering what that was.
You don't sell them in our bloody Iceland, because if they did, I'd be buying the whole fucking lot.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it's like over here though. Some stores could be the same company but sell different items in different.
Yeah, it's
areas.
just that butter pies are a lot bigger up north than they are down here.
Yeah. Because they got no meat in them.
Yeah. Potato, onion, butter, and pepper.
Because I
My
mean, we
God.
got to.
I'm not saying that the pastry isn't made with.
Well, like we
How
got
much
two
are they,
WalMarts.
Mark?
Holland pie.
Dunno.
Because
No,
of
but we
these
got-
winter months.
You got there, Joe.
Yeah, Mark, get us a price on them for me.
And you got the Iceland app on your phone.
They don't. When I
What is
put
it?
Iceland in, they don't come up.
What the hell is that?
Yeah,
Coffee?
but-
Are those cookies or what is that?
You're muted, Joe. It looks like a coffee can.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
French market coffee and chicory, French
Good.
roast.
Boiled it,
Coffee
put chicory in.
What is chicory? What is that?
It's a
A
root
filler
they
for
used to make
coffee.
back in the day. They put in there. It's a plant to thicken the
use?
coffee out, to spread it out to make it last longer.
Yeah,
Oh.
chicory
Yeah,
is a
so
lot.
it's
Chicory is a lot cheaper than coffee, so they used to add it to it to make it cheaper.
well, yeah, it's kind of like when you cut cocaine with another product.
Yeah.
You live there. That's literally the same thing that they're doing. That's what
With
cocaine dealers will do. They'll add shit in there
Yeah, bicarbonate
to
of
stretch it
soda.
out. Yeah, to stretch
Yeah,
it
it's
out.
got
the
its
same
own
kind of
taste.
product. So pretty much what it is, TJ, if there's like a shortage, back in the day, there was a shortage on coffee.
Yeah.
So they added
Uh.
chicory as a filler and then they could stretch it out more.
Yeah, it actually
In the
it
they
spoils
put the-
coffee.
They put the chicory in the coffee.
Yeah,
they
it's
added
all
it,
ground
mixed,
up in
added
it's
it.
mixed in. You can't tell it's there because it's just all powder.
Yeah.
Oh,
But it's a way of stretching your product out more. So instead of having 10 cans, you can have 20 cans.
oh.
But it tastes bloody awful.
No, it
Okay,
depends on where you grew up at. I grew up drinking it, so that's
Yeah,
good to
Joe's
me.
is probably. Yeah, Joe's used to it. But people are always super picky about their coffee, though.
Yeah. Thank
could have
God
one
the
person go to
UK
a
has food standards agency.
I put
Like, you can go-
I put honey and then flavored coffee creamer in my coffee.
If there's one thing I've seen people about most picky about is coffee. Because you could have two people go to the same place, get the same exact cup of coffee, and one thinks it tastes great and the other one thinks it tastes like shit. So,
I can guarantee, no matter where you take me for a coffee, I will guarantee I'll tell you it's shit.
I don't like
I
coffee.
don't care what's in
All
it.
coffee-
It's
drink
shit.
coffee.
Coffee can. Yeah.
All coffee tastes like shit to me. I don't like it. I don't like the taste of it. I love the smell of coffee.
Give me
The
the
taste
good
of it.
old British cup of tea and I'm happy.
Well, that's kind of weird, Justin. You like the smell of coffee, but you can't stand the taste.
I don't like that bitter taste. I think it tastes disgusting.
Even
And
even
I've tried
if-
iced coffees. I've tried like coffee shakes. I've tried hot coffee.
like even
with
if it's like
different
sweetener,
creamers.
like cream and sugar and like all this.
Dude,
stuff
I've tried
inside
it.
of the creamer.
Dude, I've gave coffee so many chances.
Right. Justin,
different
you're definitely
creamers
going to have to come over here because I'm going to take you to Tesco's to try all the British food. And then once you let all that digest and settle in your stomach, I'm going to sit you outside the Costa roasting plant.
I'm gonna come over there and have a proper cup of tea so I can put my pinky out when I'm drinking. I want to be all fancy.
Be all fancy, putting his little pinky up when he drinks.
No.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna sit
No.
out there and be all, get my monocle out, my newspaper. Indeed.
You have to take him to one of
Indubitably.
ye old fashioned tea shops.
Yeah. I'm going to take Justin's going to come over here. He's going to pick the wrong cafe and end up getting beaten up.
Funny. That's pretty great. That's pretty great. A little monocle and a newspaper. That's funny.
Yeah, TJ, I buy that through Amazon, right? I ordered it yesterday. It came today. It cost me $5.38. If I try to buy that at any store in the area here, it's $7.
Wait, you got a new Avada?
No, the coffee.
Oh,
The
fucking
co-
coffee. When did Nevada cost $7 at the store?
No, I bought the coffee on Amazon.
It just came out so quickly. That's what it sounded like. I was like, wait, what?
Come to the camera. Joe, Joe, you need to print out a hand so you can virtually slap them.
Yeah, I need to do something.
Instead of the middle finger, you need to find a hand print. So you can.
So you bought the coffee on Amazon, is what you said.
You got to print one kind of like a back scratcher so you can get some leverage on it.
Don't worry, TJ. There's hope for everybody.
Yes.
So buying it on Amazon, I'll save about $2 every time.
I'm still not happy with Amazon after this morning.
What happened this morning?
They were too quick on the delivery. Don't let them fool you.
I ordered some nuts and bolts at 2:00 in the morning, and then went to bed. And at 7:05 this morning, they fucking delivered them. 7:05 in the fucking morning. It's like, what the fuck?
Dude,
at least you got your whatever. At least you got your order.
Dude, for the last 5 years, I've been trying to figure out which neighborhood gets the first Amazon deliveries of the day. Because I've lived in 4 different neighborhoods, and every single one of them, I've always gotten my package like at the end of the day. Somewhere out there, some jackass neighborhood is getting their deliveries at the beginning of the day. And I want to know who it is.
It's the one that you don't live in. They see your name and go, fucking chuck it to the back of the van.
And then Amazon doesn't make any sense, right? I guess it makes sense in their system, I guess. But literally, they'll come by your house. They'll take the neighbor's package across the street and drop it at their house. They're literally 5 or 10 feet from your front door. And instead of dropping your package off and then going to the next delivery, they'll go 4 streets over, deliver a package, make a U-turn, and then come back to your house.
Oh, they do a minced beef and onion pudding as well.
Yeah, you don't know that.
I was trying to build some cabinets or something, Jim. He was working on some project.
Do you see what Michael said, Justin? He said, go to where he lives, then he'll take you out for a full English breakfast with black pudding. Then
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'll try the black pudding, but it looks absolutely horrendous.
Tastes nice though.
I'll try it, but it's one of those things. But you know, that to be fair, that's like the British when they look at our biscuits and gravy. I've seen a lot of them go, "Oh, that's disgusting."
Yeah, because your biscuits and gravy to us, it looks like a scone or a scone, whatever you want to call it, right? And we put jam and cream on them. We don't put gravy on them.
Yeah.
Well, that's the great thing about our American biscuits,
as well as a steak and kidney pudding and a minced beef and onion pudding.
Yeah,
but that's what's good about American biscuits, though, is they're good with like a hearty meal with meats and stuff, but they're also good sweet too. You can put butter and jelly.
I'm going down the list, and so far I haven't found butter pies.
But like I said, I've seen a lot of British people thought biscuits and gravy look nasty, and then they ate it and they don't love it. So
my plan is to invite Justin over, right? I'm going to feed him up on all the British food, and then I'm going to take him to Cornwall and buy him a scone with the jam and butter on the side.
No,
wait for him to make it wrong, right, and cause a riot, because Devon and Cornwall both do it different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can spark a riot just by doing it the wrong way.
Yeah, they do. Sausage and cheese wraps, bacon and cheese wraps.
I'll get in trouble because I'll try to fit in and do some fucked up British accent.
Hey,
like, oi, governor.
Yeah, you don't want to do that in Devon and Cornwall.
Yeah, and you've got
that's
to
more Cockney.
That's funny.
You'll get away with that in London.
That's pretty good.
I may have been mistaken. I can't find butter pies in Iceland. It may be from somewhere else that I got them then.
Yeah, no, Asda used to sell them.
Mark,
I
how
know
do you do your how do you make your black pudding? Michael wants to know.
I go what down the shop, buy it,
Yeah.
and bring it home.
So,
Berry black pudding, you can either grill it or you can boil it. But it's got to be eaten with proper English mustard.
I can get away with saying this tonight because she's not here. But if I want black pudding, I just get Laura to cook it.
Yeah, should burn it, right?
Whichever
Different kind of black pudding.
is, yeah.
Hey, Justin.
Oh, he said burnt
Ju-
pudding. I thought he said black pudding.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he's a black pudding. You mean burnt pudding?
It gets burnt.
Hey, Justin.
What?
So my Justin called me today about 3:00, and he says, "Man, I got to tell you what went on last night." He took off last night because he's going to a wedding, and it was a bachelor party, so he went to that last night. He got a call last night at around 1 a.m, needing to know if he can come in, and he couldn't because he was drinking. Right? They had a pursuit up there, and they were chasing a guy through a backyard. And his buddy Andy, that is the other guy that's going with him to St. Tammany, was chasing the guy through the backyard, and the guy turned around and took a shot at Andy. Right? Missed Andy, and as Andy made the little jog to the side, didn't realize that coming across the backyard was a big piece of rebar.
who's Andy?
That's one of the cops, right? So Andy hits the rebar right at his knee level, running full speed, tore both meniscus in both knees, and tore his Achilles tendon last night.
Damn.
Oh, that's a good 2-3 months off work.
He was in for surgery this morning for all three, and they said it'd probably be about 6 to 8 months.
Yeah, ligaments are a fucking thing to.
He said the guy turned around and pulled the trigger and shot at him. And he said he thought he was shot the way he felt when he hit the thing. But he wasn't hit.
I've seen footballers when they pull their ligaments, tell you that must really hurt because they go down like a sack of spuds. It's like,
yeah, I was walking through Pizza Hut in 2016, slipped on the floor because somebody did the prep in the back and didn't clean the oil off the floor. I slipped on the floor. When I put my right knee down, I blew my ACL, MCL, and meniscus.
Ouch.
All three together. Boy, you talking about hurt.
Talking about something.
Sounded like you crack, how you crack a walnut, how a walnut sounds? That's what it sounded like.
Yeah. Now, how did that happen again? I heard something about
he went ice skating.
Oh, ice skating.
He was chasing the guy and they had a piece of rebar, piece of metal going across the back of the part of the yard, and he didn't see it. And as the guy took a shot at him, he pushed to the side, and the rebar was about knee level. So both his knees hit the rebar at the same time.
Oh.
They said the guy took 3 shots at him, like that,
yeah.
And he's lucky he hit the rebar. He probably didn't get shot because he hit the rebar.
So did the guy that Andy was chasing after? What did the guy do?
Well, he just kept going, but they caught him.
No, but
I don't know why they were chasing him.
Oh.
I don't know the reason why. He tell me that. But he said but Andy had an interview next week with St. Tammany to go to St. Tammany Parish to work with them.
It's like that chase in London a year ago. The guy was being chased everywhere. There was police chasing him everywhere. And when they finally caught him after like an hour's chasing him through the streets, they went, "You drop your wallet." Literally, that's all they were chasing him for, to give him his wallet back.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that is pretty wild.
Now, if I'd have been the police officer, I'd have still been arresting him because he had to be running for some reason.
Well, when he started running, that's probable cause.
Yeah, Michael, I've had a lot of broken bones. Broken bones ain't nothing. It's just sitting around letting them heal up.
No,
I have never broken a bone yet.
I've had
I got a lot of broken bones.
5 or 6.
Yeah, because you try swinging from trees.
Yeah.
I broke my arm. I broke my thumb. I broke my wrist.
Yeah, I broke my wrist. I broke my ankle and my back.
I tore my Achilles tendon back in 1990. I tore my Achilles tendon, 1989. And it took, before I was back to normal, it was about 7 months.
I broke my pinky finger when I was younger too. So I had 4 broken bones.
You broke your pinky finger.
TJ from Florida.
Yeah.
Watch out for that tree.
Yeah. I broke the bone that goes
Actually,
from
that
the
was
end
more
of
like
your little
Georgia.
finger to your wrist.
It's
And
George of the Jungle.
that's the only bone I've ever broken in my body.
The only thing that sucks is like the first week is hard to get any sleep if it's a really bad break. It's because of the constant throbbing and the pain.
Well, luckily, I can't say I agree because I've never had it.
Yeah, usually if you can get a couple weeks worth of pain meds, get you through the first couple weeks and you're fine. But it's really hard to sleep like when you have a bad break the first week or so. Like without any kind of like pain meds or anything, it's very hard to get any sleep. Like my arm, I was on 2 or 3 weeks of pain meds when I broke my arm.
Knock on wood, Jim. Knock on wood.
Because it was so bad, and I couldn't put it in and since there was no support but a sling, dude, that made it even worse. My dad actually had to go out and get one of those chairs, those recliners that stand you up.
Yeah,
Because
Laura's
I
broke her
couldn't-
arm a few times, and she's actually got a piece of bone that she can move around in her arm.
Oh, that's weird.
That can actually be dangerous.
Yeah,
I've seen
no.
other people with that too, yeah, where they've had a little shard of bone that
Does that not bother her, David?
well, you get used to it.
She gets used to it, but like I said, she's very clumsy. We went out for a birthday, and she went to sit down at this chair, and her friend decided she wanted the chair instead and pulled the chair away, and Laura just went, joink, and we thought nothing of it. And then after she finished the meal, she went, I think I broke my arm. She went to hospital. She had.
Yeah, I don't recommend it, Jim. Broken bones are not fun.
No,
Nope.
they're not.
Like I said, usually once you get through the first couple of weeks, it's pretty much just a little pain here and there, but it's manageable. But yeah, you definitely need some kind of pain management the first week or 2. Because otherwise you'll have a hell of a time trying to get it. You won't sleep with the shit. But like I said, especially the worse break it is. Like a finger, I would say you'd still need at least a week's worth of pain management.
You would think, though, all the
But like a
seizures
month.
I have, the fall, the other week I fell over and put my head through the cooker glass, right? All them falls, right? And the fact I chucked myself out of a building and I've never broken a bone.
Lucky.
No, that's crazy. Wait, you said you put your head through a what?
I had a seizure not last week before, and
oven door.
And I headbutted the oven door and put my head through the glass.
Was the door like left open or something?
No.
No, he just fell into it, went straight into it.
Just
went through the glass panel. Of
Wait.
the door.
Luckily, it wasn't a gas cooker.
TJ, imagine yourself walking through the kitchen and you stumble and then go head first into the door.
Yeah,
Let's say
but
you tripped and he's.
Yeah, but the door is like in the front, like on the front, and the stove.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
But when you
but
go
it's no
over,
different than you slipping and hitting the wall.
yeah. When you go over, you don't know which way you're going. That's the downside to seizures.
Right.
You can go backwards, you can go forwards. On this occasion, I felt myself going, so I went to kneel down, And then the next thing I know, I was coming round to this loud crackling noise. When I put my hand down to get up, I put my hand in the glass and cut myself and looked at the cooker. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake.
You're lucky that the fucking oven wasn't on.
Yeah, right.
That would have been really bad. You
Yeah.
could have woke up and stuck your arm in there to get up and then not realize.
Come round and got a suntan on my head.
Well, I'm just saying, like, you fall in there, you know, when you're coming to and you're not realizing exactly what happened and you're still trying to process it, you could have stuck your arm right in the oven to get leverage to get yourself up and fucking burnt the shit out of yourself. I mean, that could have been really bad if the oven would have been on. But it's just like how if you're running too, have you ever ran too quickly and then kept going forward and you went into a wall or something, TJ?
Yeah.
That's kind of the similar trajectory he took.
Now, David, that's a butter pie.
And you got to think,
you just
too,
sent me a link.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry. I know what a butter pie is. I eat them for fun.
Yeah, but look at that one.
I have to make my own.
And you got to think, too, TJ, when you're having
take a look at that one.
When you're having a seizure, you just fall like dead weight, too. Like you, like.
Yeah,
I'm made bigger.
I have a friend of mine that lives in Georgia.
That's what you call a butter pie.
She occasionally has seizures, and she'll like text me like, "Oh, I had a seizure last night, or whenever it was, or whatever." And she'll bruise
I
herself.
thought it was a
pretty
gala
bad.
pie when they started cutting.
She'll get like she'll get a bruise like on her back, and sometimes she'll get a bruise like on her arm or whatever. Do you ever get bruises, David, from after having a seizure? Do you ever like bruises on your body anywhere?
Sometimes, yeah. But a lot of the time, it's not me that has the bruises, it's other people because they don't understand that they're supposed to keep away from me. Once they've got me in the recovery position, move away. Because when I come out of a seizure, I ain't got a fucking clue what's going on. So if someone's in my face, I'm going to lash out. You know, and a couple of weeks ago, I actually kicked Amber, Laura's niece, because she touched my leg.
Child number 3.
Yeah, sorry. It's all right, Laura's not here. Get away with it.
Yeah, one time when I was living in Georgia at the time, I was with my friend. Her name's Laura too.
Logie.
And we were over at my buddy Patrick's house, and before like we walked into his house, she just fell over and had it. And she has one of these like little magnet thing, and so like when she started having the seizure, I started rubbing the magnet like all over, trying to stop the seizure. And then my buddy
never, ever try and stop someone having a seizure. You can cause more damage than you can make. Because my body
and that little magnet thing that I was describing, can't that like prevent somebody from having a seizure or something?
No.
I wouldn't have thought so.
No, you can't stop a seizure. You should never try and stop somebody from shaking. Just make sure they are safe away from any object.
And not likely to swallow their tongue.
Yeah. You can't swallow your tongue. That's a misconception. People think having a seizure, you swallow your tongue. It's a misconception.
Well, it doesn't, you don't swallow it, but it can.
Yeah. You see, the other thing as well, people used to put things in your mouth, right? That's a no-no. Definitely a no-no, because the strength that's going through your body when you're having a seizure, just use by holding their neck, trying to stop them shaking, they can snap the neck because their body wants to just go.
So what the heck are you supposed to do?
Friend was having a seizure.
Just watch him have a seizure, or
There's a couple of rules to follow. When someone's having a seizure, right? As long as they're not bleeding, they're fine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anything over 5 minutes in America, it's 911. Over here, it's 15 minutes, right? Because most people that have a seizure will come out of it. They'll feel groggy. They'll feel tired. They'll be a bit confused, right? But they dealt with it before. They just get on.
Yeah, because I was getting ready to say, because before we walked into my buddy's house, she started having a seizure, and then he grabbed the phone and called 911, and they said there's nothing that they can do for somebody that
No,
has a,
because by the time the ambulance has got to you,
Yeah, it's
the seizure's over.
See TJ's friend waking up with a bunch of fridge magnets all over. What the fuck is going on here? I thought your equilibrium was off.
That's funny.
It was
I think
like the other
David's-
night. My local football club, Preston North End, they've got these new LED lights in, and they were going to do a proper light display, you know, all the lights flashing. And I pointed out, right, anyone can have a seizure. You don't know you're epileptic until something triggers it, right? So just because you say to people that suffer epilepsy, leave the stand, yeah, doesn't mean anyone else sat there ain't going to have one. Right? It's ridiculous. And they ended up calming it down because they're just stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah, let them shake it out. Never try lifting the head. Right? Everybody says, "Oh, put a coat underneath them." Once they've stopped shaking, you can put a coat to the back of the head to stop them banging it, but never try putting it underneath them until they've stopped shaking. And then once you've got them in the recovery position, you move away. Stay away from the arms, stay away from the legs, because when they hit you, if they hit you, it's the force of 10. Right? So it'd be like getting hit by Mike Tyson times 5. Yeah, you're going down.
Fucking bite me, Jim. You kiss the fattest part of my ass.
You know what the funny thing is, TJ? These birds often know I'm having a seizure before
how do your birds sense that you're?
I don't know. I do not know. Sparky used to be good at it.
Because they see Laura sneaking up behind him with the frying pan.
No,
like,
but
oh shit, not again.
Yeah, Sparky used to be good at it. She'd be on my shoulder, and then suddenly she'll pull my bottom lip open, and then she'd actually go and perch herself on the edge of my shoulder. So when I had a seizure, yeah, she'd fly off. Which is why that night when I had one live on stream, and everybody was like carried on, and apart from Tim was the one that spotted it. Yeah, everybody thought Sparky got crushed, but she didn't. She flew off, and then she came back to me.
Yeah, they have dogs that can sense seizures coming on.
Yeah.
And then what they'll do is they're trained to get up underneath their owner to help them to the floor.
Yes.
I don't know how I don't know if it's through hearing or through smelling. I think it's through smell because of the chemical reaction in your body.
Yeah. See, I've noticed sometimes, not all the time, sometimes when I'm going to be having a seizure, I'll get a metallic taste under my tongue. But it doesn't always happen.
Yeah, and that's the frying pan, David. He wakes up on the keyboard. Why do I got a knot on the back of my head?
Michael, never place a forefinger into the anus of someone having a seizure.
Correct.
The fucking butt cheeks will clench up on you and rip your finger off.
Yeah.
TJ, I've known someone actually being sparked clean out by someone having a seizure.
You seen one now?
I've seen someone, the person had a seizure, and they thought they were doing right by trying to hold their arms. Yeah. And the person that come out as he was coming out of the seizure, yeah, just flicked his arm up, caught the person and knocked him clean out. Both of them ended up going in an ambulance.
Oh, shit.
What movie was the Ted movie where he was talking about sticking his finger up a dog's ass when it's biting somebody?
Oh, yeah.
So that's how you get a dog to release.
Apparently, it's true. But I ain't doing it.
Dude, it's pretty crazy when animals have seizures, like dogs or cats or something. Like, what?
Yeah. Well, Joe's dog had seizures.
Yeah, and they've been pretty much eliminated by the. When's the last time? When's the last time they even had any? He had any seizures? It's been
In
a
the
while,
last month, maybe once.
Yeah, the hemp trees.
You see,
really
but
help.
that's the thing. I can go weeks without a seizure. My longest I've gone is about 3 months, no seizure, and then suddenly I can have 6, 7, 8 in a row.
David, do you take any kind of medication for your seizures?
I might be, Dusty.
I'm on like 6 different tablets for seizures.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, because they don't. None of them work.
Oh, huh.
That's the worst bit. You see, some people when people have got diagnosed with photosensitive epilepsy, Epilin tends to work, right? Or they get an EpiPen, so when they're having a seizure, you can think it to help it bring it down. However, when you've got seizures like mine, where they don't know the cause or whatever, they're called uncontrolled seizures. So they just give you shitloads of tablets, and the worst bit is most of the tablets actually say can cause seizures. Get them taking them to stop seizures. Work that out.
Well, the problem with seizures too is like they have machines that can look at your brain patterns and stuff while you're having it. But the problem is most people have it. By the time they get to the hospital, there's nothing to register. Yeah, it's already over. So
yeah,
there's no. You got to be able to catch it while it's happening.
It's the EEG that they give you, and the big tests over here. You have to watch. You sit and watch a light going back and forth. Like Knight Rider light, but it's a lot brighter, a lot bigger. And my last one, they actually triggered a seizure, but the fucking woman forgot to record it, so they didn't put it down.
Yeah, they'll try to induce one if you're like light sensitive or photosensitive.
Yeah. But mine's not light sensitive because I could watch flashing lights and I'm fine.
What's the significance of the color purple when it comes to? Because my friend Laura, she always tells me to like wear purple for epilepsy month or whatever. Like, how does
it's just a ribbon? It's just to identify that that's what you're supporting. Like cancer's pink.
Has a color. Well, breast cancer.
I know, like breast cancer awareness, we wore pink. And then like when you wear when you wear like red or something, that signifies
blood.
Blood. Yeah.
Yeah. Each medical cause will usually have a color.
Randy.
Yeah, Justin. Loki had a seizure about 2 weeks ago. He was on a futon, right? I'm sitting here and I'm hearing this bouncing, and I looked over and I glanced at him, and he was getting ready to have it, and he was walking and he was kind of bouncing, and I was saying, "You please, that thing is a trampoline," I was saying, why are you trampolining on that? Then I looked over at him and realized he was getting ready to have a seizure.
Yeah, I already knew that, Dusty. I looked at the list.
I wish there was something that I could see or know I was going to have a seizure.
What's up, Randy?
The best one was the doctor that said to Laura, next time he has a seizure, don't help him, record it. Could you imagine? She's in the middle of the high street, right? I start having a seizure. She whips out the phone and starts recording it. Someone's going to get right in her face and give her what for.
Yeah.
Why are you recording, you fucker?
Who told her to do that?
Laurel just posted as a short on her TikTok. Let's see.
Yeah, besides law, I actually went to the doctors one day about my epilepsy, my seizures, and I had one in the doctor's surgery, and the doctor I was seeing saw it and said it was 100% epilepsy, and then the fucker went and died 2 weeks later, so the form didn't go in. Yeah, so remember, TJ, don't try fucking sticking people with they're having seizures with magnets.
Oh yeah.
So it just comes out of a seizure and stuck on top of a lamppost. How the fuck up here?
That's funny.
All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'll
Sorry,
catch you
but I
later.
tried to stop your
Okay, catch you
seizure.
later, Justin.
It was so powerful.
Hey, Justin.
It
Hey,
just
thanks
dragged
for
you.
covering, buddy.
All right, catch you later.
Okay. I think we're going to shut it down. What do you think? Yep.
Well, if you want- if
Joe
y'all want-
says
I was
yes.
just thinking that.
DJ says, I don't give a damn.
Yeah, I don't give a damn.
David doesn't care. Mark is quiet. Okay, so, well, I'll see all you guys again in the morning.
All right, we'll see you on the morning.
Catch you
Bye for
later.
now.